Okay. For some reason, my camera is not showing, and I do not know why. Okay. It's back. This is crazy. All right. Good evening, everyone, wherever you're watching from. My apologies for starting a bit late. I've been struggling with my camera. I don't know what was going on with it. But thank God it's up now. So we are live. And I promise not to take much of your time because I know many of you already been waiting for the last 10 minutes. All right, so thank you very much. So to begin, I will ask you to kindly write down your questions that you have to ask. You can drop them on the chat. Just drop questions so that I'll be able to go through all of them to answer them much easily. Okay, so just drop questions, all right? And just do me a favor as well, since we are doing trade by barter, right? So do me a favor by hitting the like button. Okay, since I'm offering you guys a free knowledge, so hit the like button, all right? So that at least a lot of people can see this video. When you hit the like button, YouTube can push it. So that's something I'll ask you to help me to do. All right. So if you have friends, family, those you want them to be part of this, you can also inform them right now. All right. Just inform them, and let's begin right away. Okay. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you guys. So if when I share my screen, if you can see it, just let me know you can see my screen so that it'll be much easier. Okay. 1 minute. Okay. Okay, 1 second. I'm trying to share my screen. All right, so if you're meeting me for the first time, my name is David Onkwa. Essentially, I'm a YouTuber. I do 9 to 5 job, by the way. And also run my own company, DN's Food Global Limited. All right, essentially we do agro commodity trading, and also we help a lot of people to do the same. And that is what I'll be sharing with you on this. For those of you who are meeting me for the first time. So like I've said, let's set the rules, drop your questions, and I'll be taking your questions. So right away, I will share my presentation so that I can just begin. Okay. Guys, give me 1 minute. I need to share my presentation right now. Where is it? Okay. I'm trying to share my presentation. This is not my presentation. Oh boy. My God, why is this? And a lot of things just acting up today. My system decided to just act up today. I don't know why. After this long preparation. So for some reason, okay. My God, my PPT is not. My presentation is not coming up. So I guess. Okay. I will have to turn my PPT to a PDF. So hopefully it can show up, because right now it's not showing up. Okay, so while I try to do that, maybe I could just explain a few things. All right, so oh my god, why is this taking so much time? So I'm just trying to share my presentation so I can explain this thing more sequentially so you guys can follow along. But for some reasons, I don't know what has happened to my system today. It decided to add up. First, my camera wasn't showing. Now this. So 1 second. I'll have to try to figure this out. Okay, so I'll now share my presentation like a PDF. So I think this is what works. All right, so if you can see my presentation, can you indicate that you can see, so that at least I am sure that you can see what I'm doing? So we are on the same page. Okay, can you guys see? Okay, so those of you who are on the online already on the chat, so indicate that you can see by saying I can see, so that I'm sure you can see. Okay. Right. The devil is a liar. We must have this. We must have this live today. Okay. All right. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm glad that you can see. Okay. So I think I will now try to, let me see if this works. Okay, good. Okay. So you can all see. Okay. So thank you very much for your patience. Right away, let's proceed. So welcome to the masterclass. Our first and probably the only free masterclass we'll be holding on agro storage business. And like I've said, I'm holding this because I want to share this knowledge with as many who wants to be participate in this business. And essentially, of course, if you've been following my business channel, Simplified Business, I have also been sharing this for the last 1 or 2 years on that channel. And for those of you who probably follow my main channel, David Nkwa, you probably see me talk about business for the first time. You actually didn't know I have the second channel, but nonetheless, welcome. Drop your questions and I will be taking the questions immediately after this. All right, so let's begin. I'm sure you're ready. So what am I be covering? So basically, I'll be covering 7 things today. I'll talk about the backstory, how I find myself doing this business. And I also share with you the result we had in 2025 last year. And then, of course, I will explain to you how agro storage business works and how profitable really is it. And then I also share with you 4 key risks that you can really find in this business, because every business has risk and that's profit. And then also tell you how you can actually start right now if you want to start doing this right away. I'll share with you how you can start. And then I will introduce to you our own advantage system that we use to do the storage business, because a lot of people has different experiences of doing this. Some have good experience, others have very bad experience. They've lost money and all of that. So I will share with you how we do our own business so that we don't lose money. And if you want, you can copy the same system and then go and do it. And then, of course, I will share with you our trading platform for those of you who may be interested to join the trading platform. All right. So on the very flip and the funny side, last year when I started sharing, talking about agro storage business and talking about ecosystem storage and the rest, someone reached out to me and said, why am I exposing their business to the whole world? And right now, a lot of people are going to join this business and then there will be no profit again in it. It was just a friendly joke. But I mean, he was, even though he was saying it jokingly, but also he made a lot of sense. But the funny thing is, no matter how much knowledge you share out there, no matter how profitable a thing is, for some reason, you find out that some people will still not take action to do it, while others will take action to do it. So what you do with the knowledge that is shared is all determine if you get result or not get result. It's all determine your financial, uh, improvement today or tomorrow. It's just about action. So if you're willing to take action, fine. And this is also one of the reasons why when I share anything I do, I try to do it to show evidence of what I have done, so that that can motivate you more than me just sitting down and talking. I try to show you practically how it works. So if, like I've said, if you followed Simplified Business YouTube channel, you would have seen me sharing even live market when we go to the market to buy a goosey and all of that, or granite. I showed you live videos of how we do it, so that all of this I do just to prove to you that this is what I do and it works, and anyone who wants to do the same can actually do the same. All right, so let's proceed. Backstory and 2025 results. So essentially, for me, the last 5 years, I've had the opportunity to travel around Nigeria. I don't think there's any part of this, there's no state in Nigeria I haven't been to. And not just the state, I have been to very, very remote corners of this country. And if you're someone who is meeting me for the first time, I encourage you to check out David Onkwa on YouTube and follow my channel. If you get there, you'll see that I have essentially documented things people don't even know exist in this country. So in the process of me traveling around Nigeria, I also had the chance to visit lots and lots of markets. So it was from there that I actually found this business, because I realized that most of the things, most of the market that I visited, especially in the north, a lot of these agro produce grains were sold at a very, very cheap price. However, when you come back to Abuja, where I live, things were really, really expensive, and not even talk about Lagos and the rest of them all. So that was where I began to nurture the idea, what of the opportunity where I can actually buy this thing from the north and then move them to the south to sell and all of that. So from there, I actually now developed this interest into buying and selling. Essentially, some people reached out, I helped them to buy some things, send to them and all of that. And then along the way, and I even realized that you could actually make more money if you could keep those produce for a while and then sell them when the harvest period is over, when the demand is more than the supply. And that's how I found myself doing this agro storage business. So to make it more structured, of course, we registered a company called the DN's Food Global Limited. It's registered. You can Google us on CSC website. And then we started doing agro commodity trading officially and doing it, in a more structured way. So that's how I found myself doing this business, from travel and all of that. So while I was doing the business, I always like to test out something before I can tell everybody else to come and join me to do it and all of that. So I tested the business for a while and I realized it was very, very profitable. One limitation with this business, I can tell, is just capital. If you have 1 billion naira today, and you put it into this business, it will still not be enough because the opportunity is enormous. I'm just talking about storage today, but there's a lot of opportunity to do in storage business itself. So 1 billion naira, if you have it today, will not even be enough to cover one sector. So because I saw the huge opportunity, I decided to reach out to a couple of people and see those who might be interested to invest and to work with me to do the agro produce. So in 2025 alone, we coordinated about 163 million naira. So these were essentially not my money. These are monies of people who live in diaspora, people who also live in Nigeria who work, who I pitched to, I talked to, some other people saw it on YouTube and then decided to reach out and decided to work with us. So in total of all the things we stored in 2025 was about 1,225 bags of different commodities. And I just listed it out for you to see. Egusi was our highest that we did. We did about 725 bags of egusi, because I talked a lot about egusi last year. So a lot of people really reached out and wanted to store egusi and all of that. And I'll show you the numbers, how well the egusi did. So that was our highest that we stored. And then, of course, we stored a lot of granite, also stored 360 bags of granite. I also did red beans, 40 bags. And then rice paddy, 35 bags, kidney beans, 25, and soya beans, 40. Now, all of the trades that I did in 2025, like I said, are based on, timing, demand, and market intelligence. For me and for our company, I don't trade what everybody trade, okay? And I will explain to you why I do that and the reason why people lose money in this business or people fail in agro storage business. Like right now is oil season. everybody's shouting, "Go and stop palm oil, stop palm oil," without even understanding the proper structure of how agro commodity storage works. If you don't understand it, if you don't trade it structurally, you will run into lots and lots of problems. So for me, these were the produce that we stored last year, and I will show you how well they did. So essentially, total money coordinated last year was 163 million, and these are the breakdowns of the produce that we stored. So now let me try to explain to you what agro storage business is and how it works, because that is why you logged in here. So I don't take much of your time, telling you long story. So essentially, how does agro storage business work? And let me try to explain it in the very simple way. All right. So agro storage business works in three simple steps. There are just three simple steps that are involved. It's a very simple business. It's not complicated. Of course, there are other little things in between you need to know. But in a very simple way, it's a simple business that involves you just buying agro produce during harvest. During harvest, that's when you have lots of agro produce in surplus. There is a more supply than there is demand. So at that point, because the supply is much, much higher than the demand, of course, demand and supply law, you find out that the price goes down. So at that period, you can actually buy lots of agro produce cheaper, because that's the harvest period, and then you can store it. So storage duration is usually from 2 months to 9 months. Now it depends on the agro produce that you are storing. That will determine how long you have to keep it, because you also have to look at the shelf life. Some have longer shelf life than others. Why others will also sell faster than others. So some you have to keep it much longer for you to sell it, while others you can sell it fast and quickly, because the prices rises very fast. So, but essentially between 2 to 9 months is all that you have to wait to store any produce and to sell it. And of course, after 2 to 9 months, that agro produce at that season would have, the supply would have really gone down, and the demand would have become higher than the supply. So at that point, that's the point that you sell. And of course, you make your profits from the difference from what you bought versus what you are selling. So essentially, that is what the business is. So remember, it's just three simple steps: buy during harvest, store for a period of 2 to 9 months, and then sell for profit. So that's essentially how the business is. Now, I want to explain to you the other details in between. All right. But before I explain to you other details in between, let me look at how, or show you how profitable this business really is, by just showing some of the numbers that we did in 2025. And again, why am I showing you this? So that it doesn't just be all talk. Okay, so it is talk, and then with some proof to show that what we are doing is real. Okay, that is why I'm sharing this with you. And like I said in some of the videos most of you see or saw, this is not a new business. It's a business that has been in existence for many years, all right, in centuries. It's not a new business. It's just that the people who do the business, many of them don't talk about it, and many of them are not. They're not online. They are not like the online people. Okay, the majority of people that do the business are not online. They are not online people. They are mostly people who just live their normal daily life. They are not online. And so others who are even online, either out of greed or out of not interested to teach, don't teach about it. So it's not something new. It has always been there. Agro storage commodity trading has always been there. People have always bought things during harvest, store it, and resell it. And if you go into the villages, they've always done it, but just that they do it in a smaller scale, depending on their capacity. So this is not new. It is very profitable. It's an ancient way of doing business. So let's look at some of the numbers we did in 2025. I'm not going to share all. I'll just share it briefly just to give you an idea. Now, for beans, last year, I invested 1 million naira on beans. Now, this bean storage was solely my own money. It wasn't money from investors or anyone. It was only my own money, and there was a reason for it, which I'll explain later on in this video as I go on this masterclass. But essentially, I invested 1 million naira to buy beans. And as of the time I bought beans, I bought them in December, and I bought them for 25,000 naira per bag when I bought the beans. And by the time it was February, the beans have, in fact, by the time it was end of January, the beans has already risen high. In fact, my expectation was to make like maybe 30 or 40% out of it. But by the time it was February, the beans was already going so high that I have to sell mine because it was already more than the projected profit I wanted. So I decided to sell and I sold mine at 42,500 naira. And the total money I got, of course, was 1.7 million. And when you subtract my uh, capital versus what I sold, of course, my profit was 700,000. A few other things that this 25,000 naira per bag. So let me explain. Because some people ask me, what about storage? What about other things? This 27,000 naira per bag included the storage and every other thing because I didn't actually buy the bag 25,000 naira. What I bought was 22,500. And then the other 2,500 was the cost of repackaging the beans and storing it and putting the chemical that helps to preserve the beans. So the total cost was what came to 25,000 naira. So for those of you who have asked that question, what about storage? What about transportation? So I tried to explain that. In terms of transportation, there was no transportation because the same market I bought was the same market I stored. And I will explain to you when you begin to see how this business works. So essentially, in December, I invested 1 million naira for beans. And in February, I sold it for 1.7 million naira. And I made a profit of 700,000 naira, which is 70% return on investment. And my wait period was just 2 months. All right. So, and I also explained to you now granite. Now, for granite, the total granite we stored in 2025 was 360 bags. Now, most of this granite also was not for this granite. Most of them was not mine. It was money that investors or some people in diaspora in Nigeria that reached out for me to help them store, and also the one I stored. So when did we store the granite? We started storing granite from September, but the majority of it was stored in October. So as of October, when we were storing granite, we were buying a bag of granite 55,000 naira. Now there were two types of bags of granite that we bought, but I'm not going to bore you with all of that because when you go into the business, then you can learn more. But so there are two types of bags of granite that we bought and stored. But the majority of the one that we bought is what I'm using as an example. And majority of that was bought for 55,000 naira per bag. And so total bag we bought was 360 bags, and the total cost was 19,800,000. That was the total cost. Now, as of February and March, we already started selling the granite. February started selling. March, as I speak, we are currently still, of course, we've sold that majority of it, but March we started selling many of the granite. Now, as of the time we are selling, majority of the granite, there were variations. Some sold 75, some sold 70, and all of that. But majority of it is not selling at 70. Okay. So the total bags that we've sold, by the time we put it all together, was now 25,200,000 naira. Now there are a few granules that we stored that are not included in these 360 bags. Those are the ones that some people wanted us to store for them and then resell at their own time. So those ones have not been sold. But majority of the ones that we stored and we had the liberty to sell have been sold. And the total was 25,200,000. And of course, profit was 5,400,000. And like I said, most of these granules were not my own money. These are money from that was investors gave and we did. And I will show you some of the payments that we've done to other people who invested in it. All right. So I will show you some of their lot. I will just blow out their names and just show you so that for evidence sake, for those of you who are probably doubting Thomas. All right. So in a nutshell, for Granite 2025, the total capital invested was 19,800,000, and that the profit was 5,400,000. And of course, the waiting period was just 5 months, and the return on investment was 27.3 return on investment. Now, if you're following the statistics, you can see that some commodity have Like the beans now had 70% return on investment. Granite is having 27.3 return on investment. But you can also look at the profit per bag. So the profit per bag is another thing you can look at, okay? Because some commodity will make more profit per bag than the others. Even though the return on investment ROI may not be that high, but the profit will be higher because of the cost of the goods. Okay. Now, egusi will be the last example I will give, because egusi is a really, really something that was much talked about last year, and a lot of people paid interest. And like I said, please drop all your question on the comments. Once I'm done with the presentation, I will answer all the questions. All right. So just make sure it's questions you're dropping. So it's easier for me to pick them one by one. So as long as you wait and you're patient, I will answer everybody's question. Now for egusi, it was a highly talked about produce. Everybody wanted to do egusi, and that was because I talked a lot about it. And I think other people also talked a lot about egusi. So a lot of people invested in egusi. So egusi was the highest we did last year, and the total bag we did was 725 bags across multiple markets. So the total money we raised for this egusi was 160 million naira. 160 million naira. And like I said, majority of the money was not my money. It was money from people in diaspora. People wanted to do the business because I talked about it and they were really interested. So they sent in their money and we did the business for them. All right. And I will explain that even more further as we go on. Now, by the time we started selling egusi was now selling in different variations. Some sold at 180, 185, 190. As of the time of this video, egusi is selling for 200. In fact, last market, some even sold 205. All right. So, but 200 right now, egusi is selling for 200. But majority of the egusi we've sold it at 190. So this is why I'm using 190 as a benchmark to explain all of this. So the total bag sold so far and the total money realized so far is 137,750,000. So a profit of 21,750,000 naira. So in a nutshell, the waiting period for egusi is 7 months, because we stored this egusi in August and we sold them in March. All right, so you can see that the egusi had a much longer waiting period, and people will still have to wait. If you still want to make more profit in the egusi, you still have to wait even much longer for the next 2 months for it to rise, because even the egusi is 200 right now, 200, 205, still going to rise up to 230, 240. And with the war that is happening in Ukraine and happening in Iraq, it's going to go much higher. We'll talk about that much later, but I will explain why I said that. Okay, so total capital invested was 116 million. Total profit made was 21,750,000 naira, and the waiting period was just 7 months. So, in terms of return on investment, that was about 18.8% return on investment. All right, so I will just stop with these 3 examples and then I will move on to the other presentation so that I don't keep showing you. I just showed a brief of this just to give you an idea of how profitable this business is. And why am I showing you these numbers? The reason I'm showing these numbers is, one, you can see how much you are able to invest. And with the amount you've invested, you can see how much profit you can make out of it. And not just the amount and the profit, but you can also see the duration it takes you. Because for someone who is going to investment, this is something that you should always have in mind. If I invest my money in something, how long do I have to wait before I get my profit? And when I get to that point, how much profit am I expected to get out of it? So this is how you think when you want to go into investment. So that was why I have shown you the duration. I have shown you the profit margin. I have shown you the return on investment. I have shown you how much capital and how much you can get out of this. Okay. So now, I decided, with the permission of the people, I decided to show you some of the money that we've paid out this season. All right. So you can see clearly that this is OP. All right. And if you look at the the date here, you can clearly see that the date, okay, I think this is much bigger and better. You can see the date here is February 23rd. This person was paid out. You can see clearly it's written payment for a goods investment for 2024-2025. And this is the transaction number, all right? So I decided to just blur the name and the account out for security reasons. And this person was paid for, this is also a goods investment. This person was paid out. And if you look at the date, this was December. This fellow was paid in December. All right. Why this fellow? This is granite investment, payment for granite investment, storage investment. This person was paid in February 17th. So this year. So all these are recent. Okay, so I just wanted to show you a brief of, just as an evidence to show you that most of these were not my money. These were money of people which we will help to buy and store. And then, of course, they invested with us. And then when we sold, we'll pay them their money back. And this is 1.3 million. This is 5 million. This is 4 million. Just I randomly picked just to show you. Okay. For people who approved that I should put this. Okay. So next, essentially, what I'm trying to get to is to let you know that a Goosey storage business is very, very profitable, especially if you understand it fully and if you know what you're doing. So agro storage business, I say Goosey storage business. Agro storage business is a very profitable business once you understand it, once you know what you're doing, once you do it in a disciplined, structured way, not guesswork, not then say, make we buy this. No. Once you do it in a disciplined, structured way, you're going to make a lot of money out of it. Okay. And that's why I said, as we speak as a company today, DS Food Global Limited, if we have 1 billion naira, it will not even be enough to do the storage itself. Talk more of other auxiliaries that comes with storage. It will not even be enough. All right. So the market is very huge. And so for those people who feel like, oh, yeah, teaching it, a lot of people are going to join. The market is huge. It's huge. Not how many people on this life right now? Even if all of you join, it's still not enough. Even if all of you invest 10 million naira right now into it, the space is still hollow. It's still big for anyone to invest. All right. So it's a very profitable business. It's a business I will encourage you to go in. It's a business that you can do as an individual, and it's also a business you can do with just by sending in your fund, and anyone can help you to do that, of course, with a proper arrangement. All right. Okay. So let me just also share with you 4 key risks that you should always look out for if you want to go into this business. Now, because I've talked about the good part, some people will now say, okay, what about the risk? Are there no risk involved in this business? Blah, 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 and all of that. Okay, so let me talk about the risk. And if you have questions, drop them on the comment. I will answer them once I'm done with the presentation. All right. So there are a few risks that are involved in this business, but there are 4 key ones that I want to talk about. And these 4 key ones are one of the reasons why people lose money in this business, because it's not all about profits. People also lose money and can lose a lot of money doing this business. But again, people lose money because if you don't do things in a structured way, if you don't do things with a system, if you don't do things based on market intelligence, based on data, based on previous experience, and based on what data have said, if you don't do things that way, if you do things out of guesswork, out of greed, out of just being casual, or out of somebody just told you, let's do this, and then you didn't look at it properly, you'll lose a lot of money. All right. So I don't want you to lose your money. So I'm going to share 4 key things that you should look out for if you decide to go about this business, so that you don't lose your money. All right. So I will get to your question. I'm seeing a lot of questions. How can we invest in your company and all of that? So I will explain to you. So just hold on and listen and understand the business first. Even if you want to invest your money, understand the business. Because if you understand the business, it's easier for you to work with the person that you're investing with. The 4 key things why people lose their money: number 1 is wrong market, number 2 is produce spoilage, number 3 is price drop, and number 4 is guess buying. So I will not pick them one by one. Wrong market. So one of the key reasons why people lose money is because of this wrong market. All right. If you store your agro produce without understanding how you're going to sell it, that already is a big red flag. All right. So like I stated, I said storing your produce in a location without strong buyer's demand makes selling difficult. Now, prior to even preparing this masterclass, and a lot of people have reached out to me and they say, oh, I have 20 bags of egusi. In fact, there was somebody reached out to me and said, is it 10 bags of egusi? Will you buy? Where is the location? I said, I live in Abuja. My business is in Benue and Nazarawa. He said, okay, I can transport it there. I said, brother, we don't buy like that. We don't buy egusi like that. So the person have bags of egusi, but he can't sell. Another person also, somebody convinced them to buy something and they bought it and they stored it. Now they can't even sell it. And even when I check on my YouTube channel, people keep the same thing repeat over and over again. While I'm saying that I'm selling, others wonder I have, but I cannot sell. Somebody say I have bags of millet, I can't sell. I have bags of corn, I can't sell. So one of the things you must understand when it comes to storage is that don't do storage and store your goods without first of all identifying if there is a buyer demand in your location of storage. This is one of the biggest risks people take and then they lose. I use oil, for instance, palm oil right now. Palm oil right now, this is the time people are storing it. A lot of people are storing palm oil, but the question people are not asking themselves is, after storing this palm oil, how are you going to sell it? Are you going to now carry the palm oil on your head and go be selling it? Or you're going to put it on your WhatsApp status as I get oil, or I get 10 jerrycan of oil. If you want, I'll be your plug and supply you. Is that how you plan to sell it? Or you're going to now go into the market and go be meeting market women and say, I have oil, madam, I get oil, they go buy jerrycan of oil. That's the wrong business strategy, wrong business approach. If you approach storage that way, you are going to fail. Except you're going to be doing maybe a little volume of storage, then that's fine. But imagine I stored 725 bags of egusi and almost all the egusi is sold out. Almost everyone who invested have been paid. Just a few people that is left to be paid by 27th of this March. Imagine how if I was to now carry this egusi, I want to sell it. How am I supposed to do it? Carry it on my head and be moving and sell it. If I approached my business that way, I will fail. So the approach that I do in this business and when I teach people is the same thing I'm teaching you now for free. Before you store anything, ask yourself, how am I going to sell it? Who are the buyers? Who are the off-takers? Who are the people who buy this thing? And where do they go to buy it? Okay? So if you cannot identify a market that have huge demand for that produce, don't buy and don't store. Now, I'll be honest with you, this is one of the reasons why, as we speak right now, I haven't bought oil and I'm not doing palm oil. Yes, people say palm oil is very profitable, do it, blah, blah, blah. But my brother, this is why I'm not doing it. Again, this is why our company will operate structurally. We don't operate by greed. Even if people stop palm oil and they're going to make 500% return on investment, good luck to them. But as long as I cannot identify how I'm going to sell this palm oil, I cannot identify the market where there is a huge demand for it for me to sell. I cannot identify off-takers. I have no agreement with any off-takers. I don't buy, I don't store. So if you want to do this business, the first thing you must avoid, don't just buy and store. Buy and store in a place where there is a market demand for it. So do your research and check. This is also one of the reasons why we don't do our business everywhere. We do our business in 2 major locations and then 4 other secondary locations. This is how we run our business. And we do those business in that location because that is where you have market demand. All right? Okay, some markets are general markets. Other market is where that thing is huge demand. Okay? For instance, if you go to KB, For those of you who follow my channel, you go to KB State, there is a market where all they do, they sell frog. That is the market for selling frog. All right. So people already know that if you want to buy frog, this is where to come. So imagine if you now store your frog in Abuja. Abuja is not, it could be a general market, but nobody comes to Abuja to buy frog. People already know where frog is sold. And so if they want to buy frog, they will have to go there. So it will only make sense for you to buy and store your frog in the frog market. Buy and store your frog, buy and store your onions and onions market. Buy and store your egusi in an egusi market. Buy and store your millet in a millet market. And yes, there could be market that is general, everything is sold, but there are majority of markets are already known as an aggregator center for buying this. So it only makes sense for you to store your goods in that location. So I hope you have gotten the point. So I don't overbeat this. So for those of you who say, oh, because a lot of you reached out to me a lot of questions. Can I buy and go and store in Onitsha or store in the East? Fine. You can buy and store anywhere. First of all, be sure that where you're storing it, you will be able to sell it. Because if not, you will store it and then you will struggle to sell it. And if you store a large number of goods, that will be a lot of problem for you. I hope that point I've made enough explanation on that point. The second reason why people lose money in this business, and the second biggest risk in this business, is your goods getting spoiled. Now, you can run into a problem where your goods will get spoiled. Either it gets spoiled as a result of mold, or it gets spoiled as a result of pests, or even gets spoiled as a result of bad storage. All right. Now, I must say the business we do is a business of dry grains. All the things we store has to be dried because they're storing it for a period of time. So if you buy anything that is not properly dried, that is a very huge risk. So one of the risks in this business is not being able to buy what is dried. And that is why for us, we have a structured way of handling that. One of the structured way of handling that is that we don't just buy because it is harvest time. We buy because that is when we know goods that will come into the market are properly dried. And even if they are not properly dried, I mean, majority that will come in will be properly dried. And then the other remaining will just be that we will do the quality check ourselves. Okay. But there's a time you go and buy, you may end up buying a lot of goods that are not properly dried, and you may not even know. And so when you now buy them, you now realize that these goods are not good. Now, this is very, very key for us, especially because we buy a lot of goods. Like I said, a goods alone, we did 725 bags. So imagine doing 725 bags, and all of those bags, they are not properly dried, and then they have mold, and then they get spoiled. How many millions is that? And how will I be able to pay back people who invested money to do that? I won't be able to pay them back. So if you're going into this business, that is one thing you must check out for. Make sure that whatever you're buying is properly dried. Okay, I will try to explain to you how to check that, but there's various ways to check that manually and mechanically because there's no machine for these things. All right, so that is one of the biggest risk in the business, or second biggest risk in the business. Make sure that whatever you're buying is properly dried. And one way to mitigate that is to buy at the right time. Like I explained, we buy at the right time. We don't just buy because it's harvest. We buy when we are sure that goods that will come into the market are properly dried. In fact, that is why we have like a buying calendar. So I will show you our calendar, but I will blow it so that some of you know, because this is live free video. The calendar is not free. It's not free. So I will show you our calendar. So I'll try to blow it out. So if you look at this calendar right now, you can see we have various months that we buy different things. Okay, so to avoid doing guesswork, okay, this is what we use. So even people who work for us, all right, all the staff that works for us, everybody know the time. They know, okay, this month we are buying this, and then they know their schedule. That is their schedule to buy this produce, or the other person's schedule to buy the other produce. So work with this calendar. So this is what we do. I will talk about this much later, but I'm just saying this to say, you can see we try to structure our own business in a very structured way. You can also do the same if you go into this business. You can also do the same. You structure it properly so you know, you identify when is the time I can buy this thing that it will be much, much dry. And at that point, when I buy it, I will reduce the risk of buying things that are not well dried. and then of course reduce the risk of something getting spoiled. Now the other issue is pest damage. People have asked me a lot, how do you store beans and all of that? Most of those things, pest is mostly a thing of the past right now, because majority of things that are stored right now, there are chemicals they use to preserve it. But some other ones, they don't use chemical. Like egusi we stored, no chemical. Granite we stored, no chemical. But there are natural ways that we use in preserving it. And most people that we work with, who are people that we store, they already know those things. And of course, when we store, we make sure that we store it in a very good place. We don't keep our goods on the ground. And even though it's not the best of storage facility, but we still make the best, best that we can from that facility, making sure that it is stored well, it's not on the ground, it's on the crate, on the plank, and then there is no water entering anywhere, and then there is no hole anywhere for rats to come in and destroy. Because if you are storing something like granules, rat is your brother. He will just come and be eating the whole thing. But there are other ways to prevent it. Sometimes you add pepper and a few other things, that helps to reduce rat or pest and all of that. So anyway, make sure that whatever you're buying is properly dried. That's the most important thing. Store it properly so that you don't run at a risk of you're storing something, it gets spoiled in your hand. And if you're storing a huge number, you lose a lot of money. Okay, so I will now talk about the one of the biggest risks in this business. This one is very important. One of the biggest risks in this business is price drop. Now, even though I've talked about you can make a lot of money from this, yes, you can make a lot of money from agro storage, but agro storage is also a business that has a lot of price fluctuation. So you can buy something 180 today, and then to move to 185, and then before you know it, to go back to 182, and then before you need to go back to 179. It is possible this happens. But based on my own experience of trading for a while, it's not like the price drops like that all the time. There are indicators that makes the price to drop. And one of the ways you can mitigate that is just try to buy on time. If you buy on time, the earlier you buy, and if you buy at the right time, then the earlier for you to exit and make your profit. Like some people reached out to me right now, they're asking me, can I help them to buy beans? Okay, buying beans now is already late. Even if beans still rises, you may not make enough money from it, because imagine we bought beans at 25. Now beans is selling 63, 55, 50, 52. So even if you buy beans now and hopefully it rises to 60, you will not make enough gain as would have made. And it's also possible that it could drop. But although with the war that's happening in Iran right now, it's not going to drop, it's going to go high. So, but even if you decide to buy, this is not the best time to buy. So one of the ways to mitigate risk is to make sure you buy at the right time. But yes, price drop is one of the risks of this business. But from my own experience, it's hardly for the price to drop without any major, a major incident happening for price to drop. For instance, people who stored goods in 2024/2025, many of them lost money. People bought rice for 80,000 naira in December 2024. As of April 2025, that rice they bought for 80,000 naira, they are supposed to now sell for like 130, 140, was not selling for 50,000 naira. So they are losing 30,000, 40,000 naira per bag. And if you store like 300 bags, 500 bags, you multiply that by the amount you've lost, you know. But that drop in price didn't just happen. It happened because that was the time the price of food was going really, really high. And our wonderful president decided to make a policy to allow free waiver importation of food into the country. So because he gave free waiver importation of food, people could import things into the country without paying any waiver, without paying any custom duties and all of that. So it was a waiver. So people imported a lot of things. So because of that food importation, it affected the goods that we had on ground. So there was much supply than demand. So because of that, a lot of prices fell. So it is huge, significant incident like that can make price to drop significantly. But this thing also you can mitigate. You can still mitigate it because people who bought rice in November, December sold their rice in January, February, didn't have this issue. People who still kept their rice to around March, April when the policy started, that they lost money. So for any smart trader, smart investor, like I always advise people, if you listen to the news and you follow the news, you can tell the trend. You can tell that something is going to rise or is going to fall. And you can mitigate that by selling out, exiting. By the time you exit, you see, because you bought at the right time, you'll still be able to make enough money and exit. Okay. But if you're someone that if you are if you are trading agro commodity casually, you don't follow the news, you don't listen to news, yeah, it's not on the ground, you don't know what's happening, you're going to lose a lot of money. Price will drop and you will not know. Okay. Price can drop and price can also skyrocket. A lot of things can make price to skyrocket. And if you don't follow the news, you also lose out in making profit. Because when you're supposed to now keep the goods and not sell, you now sell, and then the price now skyrocket, you will now lose a lot of profit you would have made. So one of the best things you must do is to have proper timing and follow market intelligence. Now, this is also one of the reasons why I created a free WhatsApp community and I continue to share again for free. I always share market alerts to people and all of that so people can learn and follow with price alert. They can know what's going on, because for us, we have people on ground in all the places that we do business, and then of course we follow the news, and of course we our ears on the ground. If as we speak right now, with the war that is going on with Iran, fertilizer is going to be very, very expensive. As you already know, if you follow the news, fertilizer is going to be expensive, and if fertilizer is expensive, that means farming will become difficult this year. And once farming is difficult, a lot of people are not going to farm, and so you're going to have less production. And with less production, that means price of food is going to be high. So that's just one thing. Okay. So you already know that price of food is going to be high. So those who have stored the one they have stored now, they're going to sell at a higher cost and they're going to make more money. So you follow the news, you know what's going on. So price drop happens. It's one of the risks in the business. But if you have market intelligence, you keep your ear on the ground, you buy at the right time, you don't buy by guessing, and then you follow the news and know what's going on, you'll be able to mitigate the risk. So you will not have that drastic price drop where something was sold for 80 and then it just dropped. Like I think somebody reached out to me and said they bought is it a bono or I don't know what the person bought. Stored it in Kogi, I've forgotten. A lot of messages anyway. Bought it for 190 and it's now selling for 100,000. So the person lost 90,000 naira per bag. And I don't know how many bags he bought. So he multiplied that, you see how much he's losing. But why did the person lose money? You see, again, it's because people do this business casually. They don't do it in a structured way and follow a system. You don't just buy, you can't just buy 10 bags and then you just keep it and forget about it and get a rest and say, I'm waiting. When the thing go rise, make it rise when they pray. You go pray. It doesn't work like that. You have to put your ear on the ground. You have to have people monitoring or monitor yourself. And then you have to trade structurally. It's a serious business. If you don't do it that way, you will lose money. All right. So lastly, I want to talk about this, and I already talked about it a lot. That's guess buying. Guess buying is one of the reasons people lose money. People buy things without market intelligence. People buy things just buy because someone said. And like I said, right now, a lot of people asking me, okay, I need to stop palm oil. Okay, I need to stop palm oil. Just because everybody is storing palm oil does not mean we have to stop palm oil. Okay, we don't work like that. You have to work based on market intelligence. Why are you storing palm oil? Is it going to do well? Do you have a market where you're going to sell it? What is the reason that is deciding to do what you're doing? What are the previous data that you've gotten that palm oil last year did this, and what was the percentage? And this is one of the things that our company do. We try to keep data of agro produce. That's why we do majority of the agro produce. Sometimes not necessarily for profit, but to keep the data so we can track and see what is happening in this particular produce in the last 4 or 5 years. Now, for instance, we have 3 major produce that we store all year, all storage season. We must store that produce. Those are our primary produce we always store. Why do we store them? We store them because over the last 2-3 years, we've tracked this produce. It have always done well. Always done well. And besides, even when this importation happened 2024-25, it never affected these 3 produce. And that's why we always stick with it. And beside that, there are other reasons why we always store them. Okay, so you must have data that is influencing your decision making of buying and storing anything. All right, so don't do guess buying. If you want to do this business, don't do because somebody call and say, they sell up now, or somebody just post a video. Ginger. It's ginger time. Let's stop. I'm not saying don't buy you. I'm just saying before you do it, ask yourself these questions. Am I just doing guess buying, or am I buying based on a good intelligence that I'm getting? All right. So if you can reach out to the person saying ginger, reach out and get a good intelligence before you buy. All right. So don't do guess buying. All right. You lose money. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to talk about how to start right now, because this is a free masterclass. If I say all of those things without giving you guys a clear example of how you can start, then maybe I won't have done the very best free masterclass. Okay, I know people do this and they collect money from me. I just want to do free, share with you guys. All right, so let's talk about how you can really start right now. If you want to start this business right now, how can you start? How can you start? So that's what I'm going to look at next. So by the way, guys, do me a favor, hit the like button. Okay, hit the like button so that YouTube can push this video for more people to see. So you can do me a favor by hitting the like button so this video can okay. All right, so next, how can you start right now? There are two ways you can start this business right now, and I'm wrapping up my presentation. Okay, there are two ways you can start this business right now. The first way is that you can do this business by yourself. You don't need anybody. With everything I'm teaching you in this life masterclass and this free masterclass, you can start this business. All right, all you need to do is to take action. You don't need anyone at all. You can start the business with everything I've shown you. And I'm still going to show you right now, practical example. You can start this business by yourself. The other way you can do this business is to invest your money. Okay. If you're someone who live in the diaspora, you're someone who work 9 to 5, you don't have time, you're someone who wants to multiply your money. Okay. You're someone who is seeking for other ways to 10x your income, then you can invest your money in this. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. Now, agro storage business return on investment is, I mean, you can do the math, it's much higher than other investments. Much higher than other investment. Okay. If I have, like I said, if I had 1 billion naira today, honestly, I will not put it in real estate. I know everybody's doing real estate, but I've done the numbers. Real estate will not give you what agro storage will give you. Yes, it might become more, maybe, yes, it's more, it's a landmark asset or whatever it is. But even the agro produce, you can still do real estate in agro produce. Okay, like we are trying to build warehouse right now. By the time we finish that warehouse, it's our land, it's our property. If we decide I'm not doing this business again, we can sell it. It's an asset. It's a company asset. All right. So I can do real estate inside agro produce, not generic real estate. Okay? This is something people don't understand. And I will make times 10 of the money than real estate will give. If I will recover my money in real estate, maybe I will stay another 10, 15 years. Maybe my children will be the one that will eat the money. But if I'm doing agro storage business as buy and sell, and even real estate in it, I will make more money than I will do in generic real estate people do. So you can invest your money. I'm only saying that to say you can invest your money in this and you can make the profit back. Just imagine like the beans we did. It did extremely well. If you have put in 1 million and you get 700,000 back in less than 2 months, I don't see any investment you can put in and get that. All right. So you can do it yourself, can invest your money. All right, let's go. Drop your questions. I will answer every question. All right. I'll answer every question. So make sure it's just question you're dropping. Okay. So, all right. So how can you do this business? How can you start this business yourself? Let's pick an example. So I'll give you practical guide. Again, that's what I do. If you follow me, Simplified Business, all right, I give you a practical guide. So I'll give you a practical guide. Follow this step right now and you can start this business yourself. All right. So I'll give you step by step. Let's start with the easiest. Now, to start up this business, there are two things you need to do. First, you need to identify the produce you want to store. And then you need to identify the harvest period of it. Because I told you This business involves just three process. Buy during harvest. All right. So repeat after me. Buy during harvest. We are in class. Store for a period of 2 to 9 months, and then sell after storage when the price has gone up. Buy during harvest, store and sell. Buy, store, sell. Buy, store, sell. That's the business. Chicken, Ogula. All right. So first, identify the produce you want to buy and store. Identify the harvest period, because that is the beginning point. You need to know when is the harvest period. So I'm going to use an example to teach you, which is, let's use beans. Okay. So beans, the harvest period for beans starts in November. Okay. But we don't buy in November. We buy in December. Why? Because I told you we only buy at a time when we are sure the produce that will be coming into the market is properly dried. Okay. It's properly dried. That is when we buy. So your best buy, if you want to do beans, do in December. And again, I showed you our calendar, our trading calendar, but I blow it out because this is not free. If you want it out, you can buy it. Okay, so we have month by month, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. We have month by month of what we buy. And we only buy when we know these agro produce are mostly dry, and that is also when it is plenty in the market. So I'm using beans to teach you right now. Even though harvest starts November, don't buy November, buy December. Okay. Now, the next step you need to do is you need to identify the market. So the first step is identify the produce and the harvest time, I have told you. Second step, identify the market where you can now buy it cheap and able to store it, and store it in a place where there is market demand. Remember, market demand, so you can easily sell it. Okay. Now, for these beans, I'll give you a clue. Like I said, you can start what I'm teaching you with what I've taught you now. You can start. For beans, where did we buy our beans? Where can you get it in large quantity? Just go to Karo Market in Nasarawa here. It's not far. In Outer, they call it Outer. Okay, if you are before Brigham University, if you are going from Abuja before Brigham University, so it's not even far from Abuja, Gongo, just like a few minutes, you don't reach there. Okay, it's not far. All right, so you can go to that market and then you can buy beans there in very, very cheap price. So it is called beans market. That's what they call it, beans market. So from Nyanya Park, you can just tell me you're going to beans market. One of these days, you can check it out. I mean, even if you want to just buy beans and just use at a cheaper price, you can just go there and buy beans, okay? That's how you buy beans, very cheap. So I'm telling you, where it's not far, you can do this business. So that is where we bought beans in December for 22,500 naira. Everything 25,000 naira. And then we stored it, and then we sold it for 47,500. Okay, so that is where you can buy. When you buy it, you store it in that same market. Why? Because that is where you have market demand. Remember, I told you this business, you must store in the location where there is a demand, market demand for it. So there is, everybody already know this market. This is where you come and buy and sell beans. This is where you can sell your beans, where you can buy your beans. So why do you want to not carry the beans to go and sell in a different location? Except if you have market for it, say, like people come from Ibadan, all the beans people eat in Ibadan. Do you know this market they come and buy it? I have a lot of people who come from Ibadan to buy beans there. All the beans people eat in Ibadan, is there they come and buy it. All the beans you eat in Lagos, majority of it is here. Is here. So when you know that there's a lot of people that will come to this market to buy, you already know there's a market demand. So you just buy, you just store, you just chill. And then once the demand becomes higher than the supply, naturally the price will go up. And once it goes up, you can sell. All right. So identify, choose your produce. We've chosen beans. When is the time to buy? December. When is the market where you can buy it? Beans market in Karo, Nasarawa. When is the market day for this beans market? On Monday. So I've told you the market day is Monday. So you don't just waste your time and go any day. It's on Monday. All right. Okay. So that's it. Number 4 thing you have to do if you want to not do this. When you get to the market, of course, do your due diligence before you buy. Make sure that you buy something that is properly dried. And one more free tips for you. make sure you buy the right variety. Okay? One more free tip for you, buy the variety. Number 4. When you are buying something, you must not just buy because there's a market demand there. You must also buy what people will buy from you. Okay? This is a secret. In most of the agro produce that we produce in Nigeria have different varieties. Beans have like almost 5 different varieties. Now, if you want to learn more about beans, I have done a documentary on it on Simplified Business. You can check it. Free information, okay? No charging money. You can go watch it. All right. Even how to preserve beans, we've done it for free. You can go watch it for free. Now, but buy the one that people will buy more or people buy more, the one that have higher demand. Okay. And how can you do that? There are various ways you can know that. But one of the easiest ways is that when you get to the market, ask them, okay, madam, which of people they buy plenty when they come market here? Now the red beans, I've been at the white one, I've been at the which one? Even the white beans, there are about 3 variations of white beans. This is not the class for teaching that but you can go and watch that video. So why am I saying that? I'm saying that because once you buy the one there's a higher demand for, selling it becomes easier for you. You will not struggle to sell it because once you want to sell it, there will always be buyers. So make sure that you buy the one that is well dried and you buy the one that have higher demand. And then number 5 point you need to note if you're not want to store this. I'm showing you how you can do this business using beans as an example. Make sure that you store your produce inside the market. Now, whether you can apply the same principle apply the same principle in other agro commodities. Don't ever store your produce outside the market, except you're storing it in a secured place or except you're the one that owns the location. And don't store your produce in someone's house. Okay? I will not tell you the story, but don't store your produce in someone's house. Don't store your produce outside the market. Now, one of the reasons is that if you store your produce inside the market, 1, it's easier for you to sell it. 2, it's easier for buyers to come there and buy it. 3, it is more secured because you're not the only one that have goods in the market. So, it is more secure than storing outside. Only store outside, like I said, especially except you have your own warehouse or you have a very safe, secured place, then you can store outside. So, if you go to the beans market in Alta, in Nasarawa, in Karo, buy and store right inside the market. Move around, you will see people that have storage. They have storage location. Check if you find someone whose storage is, they're not the best of storage location, but if you find someone whose store looks nice, just talk to the person and tell them, okay, I want store for your shop. That's the business they do. They will gladly help you to store. All right. But of course, before you store, they have to rebag the beans. In fact, it's very simple. Once you buy, tell them that you want to do storage. Once you tell them you want to do storage, there are boys there. They will rebag the beans. They will rebag the beans in a white nylon. Then they will put something that will help to preserve the beans so it doesn't get spoiled. They change it after 3 months or after 6 months. And then they will do all of that work. Your own is just to pay them, and then they will store it. Once they store it, the business is finished. Just make sure that they store it properly, label your name in it, and all of that. So I said, number 6, buy and store. Store properly, and then keep record. And then after you've done that, the next thing you need to do is just to keep track of what is going on. The person that you have stored with, always call the person and find out how much the price is going. And then that way you'll be able to sell. And when they also come to sell, you can also ask them to even sell for you once the price has gone up. Anybody that is storing for you, you can ask them to sell for you. This is the business they do. They can easily help you to sell. You don't have anything to worry about. Of course, there are some bad ones, people that might say your goods and run away. But majority of the time, 99% of the time, that will not happen. All right. So they can help you sell and then send your money back, literally. So that's how it works. Or you can just go and then sell your goods. In selling your goods, it's not like you're going to carry your bills on your head. No, you're just going to go. When you get there, you tell the storekeeper that you want to sell your goods. And then, of course, you would have monitored the market and know what the price is and tell them, I want to sell my goods. I want to sell for 50,000. And I hear that's what's going on. You can say, okay, no problem. They will find the buyers, they will sell it, and they will send your money back to you or give you your money right there. Okay. So if you want to start agro commodity storage business, this is the process to start. Okay. Now, I will not rewind this. You can just rewind this part of this video. If we make it available, you can just rewind it and then you can just rewatch it again to give you a better idea. All right. So that's simple. Just repeat the same step for other commodities. Repeat the same step I have said so far. Repeat them for other commodities, and that is you're good to go. Identify the produce you want to store. Identify when is the harvest period of that produce and when it is properly dried, when it comes to the market properly dried. Identify where you can buy it in large quantity and cheap, and make sure that there's market demand for it, and then store it where there's market demand for it. Before you store it, make sure that you store it properly. If it's the one that require you to put some things, make sure that is done, is packaged properly, and then it's stored. And then keep track. Make sure they don't store it outside of the market. Keep track. When it's time to sell, just ask them to sell for you. If you don't trust them, you can go back and make sure that you sell your goods by yourself. And then when you're storing your goods, of course, label it your name with a marker. And then make sure you keep proper record, and make sure they also keep proper record to avoid storing that touches. Simple. So this is how you do agro storage business. So I've used beans to explain for you. Now you can replicate this for rice. You can replicate this for egusi, for pepper, for groundnut, for sesame seed, for guinea corn, for maize, for anything at all. If you follow this same step, you can replicate it. So as someone who is starting, you can start with beans. You can wait till December and start with beans, okay? And try it out, and then try other ones. Or you can do further research and start with the current produce that are going on now. Like, there's palm oil right now happening. You can do. Pepper also is still happening. You can do. Locust beans is going on. You can do. Dry cassava is also going on. You can do. I can go on and on. Things are happening now. Onions is also going on. You can do, but be careful. All right. So you can do any of this. Just make sure you follow the steps I've taught you. And if you follow it, I can tell you that you will do very well in your agro commodity storage business. All right. So this is what the business is all about. That's all. But there are a few other things you must know, like I've mentioned. Make sure that you don't do guest buying. Make sure that you mitigate the risk I've talked about and all of that. So I'm going to start taking you guys' questions. But first, let me show you a few things. We talked about 2 ways to start this business. One is to do it yourself, which I have shown you how you can do it. The second way is to invest your money. So if you're someone who live in diaspora, of course, you can't come down to Nigeria to do it. If you're someone who do 9 to 5 job, you don't have time to do it. If you're someone who just want to invest your money, you don't want to do the headache and wahala, you can invest your money and get it done. So how can you go about that? One way to go about that, you can find trusted traders doing this same business, and work with them. If you check on YouTube, you check online, offline, there are a lot of people who are already doing agro storage business. You can work with them, all right? You can work with them, but just make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure that you trust them. Make sure that they know what they are doing. Make sure that they will keep to their word. Not that somebody told me someone convinced them to buy ogbono, and that they will help them sell it. They bought the ogbono. Now to sell it, the person is not telling story. So you don't want to run into that kind of business, all right? Imagine people who gave us money, who bought 725 bag of egusi, and then will tell you that we cannot sell it to, sorry. They will use police to come and start looking for it. So make sure that you don't work with people that will tell story. I'm only saying that to say check their track records, that's all. But there's a lot of good people who are doing the same business. You can work with them, find out how they work and work with them. So that's where you can invest your money. That's one way. Second way is that you can also join our own trading platform. We have our trading platform. We help people to buy, we help people to store, we help people to sell. But there's a process to it, okay? We are not fund managers, and I'll explain that later on, okay? Because the way we operate may be different from the way other people operate, because we try to operate things that is very transparent, things that we can scale, and things that will not have problem with either Security Exchange Commission or CBN or EFCC. So we operate in a very structured way, okay? So if you want to join, I will explain to you how you can join. So you can either work with us or you can work with anyone, and then that is it. Invest your money, then of course, wait for a period of time and reap your profit after that. Okay, so Since I'm talking about joining our own program, I love you asked that question. I'm going to answer your questions, all right? But first, let me explain to you how we do our own agro trading business. I've shown you this calendar, and one of the reasons why I'm showing you some of those things now is so that you can also, build your own system. If you want to go into agro storage business, you should build your own system. You should have a structured way of doing your things. Don't do things by guess, okay? Don't do things by guessing. So I'll show you how our system works so that you can replicate the same if you want, or you can at least understand how it operates and then try to do the same. All right. I feel like I'm talking too much. Okay, so drop your questions. I will say answer your questions. All right. So why do we trade? How are we able to trade profitably even when people make loss? God has been faithful, have not made loss, but we also have not made loss because we do our due diligence before we do anything. Okay. All right. So I'll introduce to you our agro storage intelligence guide. I've already shown you one of it, but don't do guesswork. One of the reasons I told you people lose money is that they do guesswork. People say right now they are trading palm oil, they are buying palm oil. More than 5% have reached out to me. Are you not storing palm oil? Or asked me, in fact, today somebody asked me how far with ginger. This one. Okay. Don't do guess buying. Don't buy because everybody's buying. Always buy and store based on market intelligence, based on market information, based on data that you have gathered or you have researched, or that if I store this, I have a way of selling it, and if I can be able to sell it and make profit. For us now, last year, like I said, we traded over 163 million naira. If we don't do it structurally, and if we don't do a structured way, I'm telling you, we will lose people's money. So because of that, we don't do that except we have a clear market intelligence. And this is also one of the reasons why we developed this calendar. All right. So I'm saying that to you, if you want to go into this business, don't do guesswork. Have a structured way of running your business and do it structurally. Know when to buy, know when to sell. Follow your data and work with it. That is the way you will make money in this business. So for us, we have our agro storage intelligence guide that we follow, a structured, timing framework that we use. And for those of you who may be interested in it, we'll also make it available. You can buy it. Let me share a few things that is inside, okay? There are three things that we have in this structured, okay? Now, we use this essentially as a company. When I recruit new people into the company, I use this to teach them, okay? So that because these are people working with me, so they understand the time we buy, they understand the time we sell, they understand the markets we go and buy them. They also understand all of that. And then also, we have a video that they watch so that they understand the business. Not every time I come and start talking, teaching new stuff all the time. I don't have that energy. All right. So just give them the video, they play it, they watch it, they understand it. All right. So what I have decided to do is, based on demand and all of that, I decided okay, I can also share this with anyone who wants to start doing agro trading business more seriously and in a structured way. So I can also share that with you so that you can use that to either train your staff or train yourself, or use it to improve your own system that you're currently doing, so that you don't begin to do guesswork, you begin to do something that is structured. All right. There are three key things that are inside. One is our procurement framework. Like I said, most of the markets, some of you follow simplified business, you see me go to the market and I buy things. But many times I don't go to the market, I have people who go and buy. And many times I have partners who are on the field who buy, and they buy based on the standard that was set. So we have a procurement framework. So the procurement framework I will show you right now, it has a clear time that we buy. It has where we buy. We don't buy everything everywhere. We buy it to source it in a better place that we can get a better price, and we are sure of the quality of that goods. Okay, so we follow that framework. Like I said, if somebody joins the company, that is what we give to them to learn, so that when we send you out, you can easily go and do. And we are sharing the same thing, so you can use it. The second thing we have in our intelligence guide that we do is our trading calendar. And this trading calendar, I have to also develop it clearly and nicely, because of popular demand. In fact, most of the investors who worked with us last year, some of them, asked me to do this. I posted on the WhatsApp, asked, what is one thing that you like to see that will make your trading become more easy? And one of the things they said was this trading calendar. So already had this trading calendar, but all was in my head, and a few paper here and there that we put out that we used to train staff. But decided to make it more structured so that some of you want to get it can also get it. So the trading calendar, like I said, I'll be showing you, and I've already shown you, it gives you a month-to-month time to buy. And not just to buy, it also gives you a month-to-month time to sell. Okay, so you know when to buy, you also know when to sell. So that is what we have done with it. And also, like I said, we have a step-by-step video tutorial. This is a video tutorial we normally use to train our staff when we employ them so that they know what we're doing. They can, because it's a video tutorial that is not just me talking, but practicals of being in the market, checking how the egusi was dry or not dry, making sure it was stored properly. All of that practical step, I don't have to repeat it. It's a system I'm building for the company. So I don't have to repeat myself again and again. You come in, I will give it to you, you watch it, you follow it next, we're sending you out, you can do the same. All right, so that I don't have to come and start repeating. So that's the intelligence system we have. So we have a procurement framework, we have a trading calendar, so month by month. So that's why, like this one, I just brought it here. I mean, you put it in your wall, so every month you already know what is trading, you know what to trade. And by the way, I will show you in this video, we don't trade everything. Like I said, I don't trade palm oil, and there's a reason why I don't trade palm oil. I've already mentioned it, but I can also mention it more as I go. Okay, so we have clear idea of what we are trading. So now April is coming, we know what we are going to buy. May is coming, what are we going to buy? November, what are we going to buy? So every month we already know what we're going to buy, and we know the months that we have to buy more things. So we save up and plan towards them. And we also know the months where we have to heavily sell things. So we work towards them, make sure that we're keeping record of our buyers. We have off-takers, we're talking to people. So once that time comes, we are off-selling. We are selling quickly, okay? So that I had experience where we are supposed to pay somebody money. A lady we invested, and I don't know whether she's on this life or not, but she didn't talk to me again. I mean, she invested, I was supposed to pay her on the 13th of February. And by the 13th of February, we couldn't pay her because we didn't get enough of our off-takers to off-take the goods. So, and unfortunately for her, okay, she had a serious challenge and she needed the money. And we already promised her 13th. But on the 18th, we couldn't. So, we have to now pay her on the 16th, 3 days later. Okay, but she wasn't happy. Well, it was just 3 days anyway, but she wasn't happy. But I understand. But why did that happen? That happened because some of the off-takers that are supposed to off-take the goods from us, didn't show up. All right. So part of what we do is that we keep record of off-takers, buyers, so that when one doesn't show up, the others will show up. And so beside the fact that we are storing it in a place where there's a market demand, we don't just rely on just a general market demand. We also have contacts of buyers who we can talk to, and then they can buy because they already know where we store. All right. So they can come and buy and all of that. So this is how we run a structured business. Okay. So we have a procurement framework, we have a trading calendar, and we have a step-by-step video which shows you how to do all of this. So if you're someone who wants to take agro commodity trading more seriously, I encourage you to develop the same thing. Develop the same thing. Have the same structure. And if you don't have the time to develop or you want to learn from our own experience, you can actually buy this materials from us and then just use it. So you're only trading based on our intelligence already, based on our experience. You don't have to reinvent the wheel, like they say. Let me show you some of the things that's inside. Procurement framework. How does it look like? So that, not that I'm just talking, let me show you how it looks like. Drop your questions. I will take every questions, all right? So I know I've already taken a lot of time on this live, but I hope it has been interesting so far. If the live has been interesting, please comment interesting. Comment I follow. I'm following. I'm enjoying this. So I know that I'm not just wasting my time talking too much. All right. So let me show you how the procurement framework looks like so you can develop the same. Now, look, this is our procurement framework. So what we have done, like I said, we have primary produce that we buy and store. This is our core market. This is our core produce. So if you want to now go into agro commodity, very structured and very seriously, you must have a core produce that you work with. All right. So you don't store everything. Everybody's storing now. I told you can store beans now. You can store beans, store rice, store pepper, and then tomorrow rice will just fall. Bah. And they say, hey, I lost all my money for rice, so it was David that sent me. so you must have things that you trade based on market intelligence, based on the fact that this produce will always do well. All right. So for us, what we have done over the years based on experience, we have developed classified all commodities into three parts. One, we have our primary produce. These are core things that we must always buy every season. As the season has started now, we are buying. We must always buy it because we know that it will always do well. Always do well. Always do well. In fact, I would have said worst case scenario, you get your capital back. No, you always make profit from it. So we have our core primary produce that we buy and we sell. Then we have a secondary produce. We have a secondary produce that we buy and sell, but they are secondary produce because before we do them, we make sure that the other primary produce has been done. Are you following now? The other produce has been done, and then of course we do the secondary. Why do we put this secondary? We put them secondary because over the years, we know that and I told you one of the things that affected this is market fluctuation. Market fluctuation, price fluctuation can affect this produce more than it affects the primary produce. There's also risk factor and other things. Some produce, for instance, let me just use a practical example. So, for instance, if you are storing sesame seed or if you are storing soya beans, these two produce do not only rely on local market conditions, they're also relying on international conditions because these are produce that are mostly exported out of the country. So what will affect their price to go up or come down, we go beyond what happened in the farm or what's happening in Nigeria. It also go beyond what's happening internationally. If people that offtake them and export them decide not to export them anymore, okay, you don't lose money. So you are going to lose money not just based on local condition, but also based on what's happening internationally. So I'm saying that to say that most of the thing we trade as secondary, we have to look at the conditions, that will affect us storing and making money from them, or affect us, storing it and losing it because the risk of storing is higher. Okay, you also look at risks of storing. Some things can last longer, have longer shelf life than others. So essentially, without overflogging this point, is that if you want to take agro commodity storage more structurally, more intelligently, and trade, you must not trade by guesswork. You must trade based on intelligence. You must trade based on structure. And for us, this is our structure. We have primary produce, we have secondary produce, and we have feature produce. What are feature produce? These are produce that we have not yet tested the market, produce that we have not yet found off-takers. We have not yet found market demand for it. I use oil, for instance, to take palm oil. I've given you free expo. I'm not doing palm oil, but I might do palm oil this year. Why? Because we're talking to some off-takers. But why am I not doing I haven't done palm oil before? It's because of this same thing I've explained to you. Somebody's not going to give me 50 million naira and then buy palm oil and then store them. Where am I going to store them? Store them in my house. And if I store them in my house, when it's time to sell and I carry it to the market, I start moving everywhere. I say, I get palm oil, like the one a friend of mine is doing, post on his WhatsApp status. Original palm oil from a pipe, come and buy. How many people in your status will buy 50 million naira from me? So you cannot sell your produce that way. Okay. If you want to sell your produce that way, you're not serious with the business. All right. So our commodity procurement framework have this main thing. So we always start with have a primary produce, and then have a secondary produce, and then have a feature produce. So if you buy, or if you want this, okay, we're going to make it available for sale. You want this, you can buy it, and then you can start trading the same way we trade. Okay, so that you don't lose money. This is why people lose money. Say, go and buy obolo. Why are you buying obolo? Why are you storing obolo? Ask yourself, why are you storing obolo? What is the market intelligence behind you buying and storing obolo? Why? Ask that question before you store it. so now, let me show you other things that we show. Like I said, this is what we use to teach our staff, but we're now making it available for the public. So for those who wants to take agro commodity storage more seriously, they can do the same. Now, here we have a clear, if you look at this, we have a clear commodity procurement framework. Now, I blot some of this in because it's a company, is intellectual property. So I expect to see everything is intellectual property. So now you can see from this framework, you have the agro produce. So we have all the agro produce listed that we trade. This is based on what we trade, not based on, I don't do internet trading, no, it's based on what we trade. So this is agro produce, it has what we trade. Then it has the best storage month. You can see it's called best storage month. And I already gave you an example with beans. Beans production starts from November. But if you can't buy in November, my brother, don't buy Wahala. Because most of the things you buy will not be dry. Farmers are just harvesting and trying to sell out. It might look dry, but it's not dry. If you buy it and store it, to develop mold and it will spoil, you lose money. So what we do is that we store when, like I've already explained this again and again, we try to store at the best time that we sure that the produce are coming to the market properly dried. So we have a storage period. So that best storage period is when we buy. We don't just buy, we buy at that point. All right. So what we have done with the framework is that clearly you can see the agro produce, you can see the best time to store, you can see the best time to sell it, optimal exit window. Now, you can sell at any time. As the price is going up, you can sell. But over the years, from what we have tracked, we know that this is the best time you can keep it up to this time, and then you can sell it and make money. All right? So we have an optimal selling window. Then we have the state where we buy these things, clearly written. Again, why do we do this? I did this again because we are running a company. Like I said, if we recruit somebody today, this is what we used to teach them. I can't be sitting there and teaching all the time. so you just use this, you study it, you run with it straight. Okay, you don't have to stress me. I don't have to come and start teaching, stressing myself. All right. So we know the states. All right, and then we know the market where we buy it. So you can see each of the produce have the best time, storage window, state, and the market. And it also contains even the days of the market. And then also contain the storage risk. You see, you have a storage. I told you some storage risks are low, some are moderate, some are high. All right. So with this, you can clearly see what you're doing. So this is the framework we work with. So if you're someone who wants to take agro commodity storage more seriously, you must develop a framework like this and work with it. Or better still, you can buy our framework and then modify it and then improve upon it, or just work with it as it is. And I'm sure if you do that, I mean, all the people cry, I don't lose money. Oh, I get 10 bags of a goose and no fish seller. It's because you're doing it wrongly. All right. So don't do it wrongly. That's why I'm teaching you this free masterclass. Okay, so like I said, this framework or timetable is based on peak supply period. I've explained that peak supply period when produce is in abundant and properly dried and suitable for controlled storage. Now, also, like I said, we don't just do, we have like our primary storage location. So we have our primary place that we always do our business. Okay, some of you already know I've mentioned Nasarawa, but not only Nasarawa, right? And then we also have our other operational states that we do business. Again, this is how you structure your business so you can work. And then I'll show you the agro storage calendar, like I've shown you here. This is my agro storage calendar. All right. So this one you hang on the wall, you hang in your office. So staff, everybody already know what we are doing. So no need of David talking all the time. Okay. So this is how it looks like. Again, it's intellectual properties. I have to blow this out. So if you want, you can buy. So now you can see how it clearly shows month to month, January to December, all the produce. So now you're not doing guesswork. All right. So you already know in January, this is what is coming out. In February, this is what is coming out. In August, so this helps you to plan. All right. Like I said, it helps you to plan. There's a time that we buy heavily. There's a time we buy heavily. We know that month. So we plan towards that month. All the little money I get, me save, I they save because I they invest too. I they save them, Save, I get 1 million, 10 million, I put down the 7 towards that time. As that time is hitting, we are hitting the market and running. All right. So that's how you now see somebody will do 1,000 back, 500 back. How? It's because of planning. So with this calendar, you clearly plan. But what I like about this calendar is not just about the when to buy and when to buy, it also shows you when to sell. All right. This calendar is two. If I flip it now, let me flip the other side. Look at those here. This second side has the sell. This side has the buy. If you flip it, has the sell. Okay, so that's how it looks like. So you know when to buy, you know when to sell. Okay. Now, also like I explained, it also have a step-by-step practical video, so that if you watch it, you can see how we go to the market, how we check those things. So it makes your work and makes your life easy. All right. So in a nutshell, for those of you, I already say chat, how much, I will tell you how much it is. So if you want to get this, like I've said, essentially, you can develop this same thing for yourself. You don't have to buy ours. Okay. And like I said, it's a company product we use to teach people, but now I want to make it available. You can develop the same. If you don't have money, I when I wrote my first book, some people said, oh, they don't have money to buy. Okay, fine. But I always encourage them, okay? Even if you can't buy, build your own, all right? So you can build the same system, assuming the money is too much for you, you cannot buy. You can build the system. I've given you the framework already. So looking at the framework, you can do the same, all right? So you don't have to think too much, that you can do the same. Or you can buy what we have and, leverage on our experience, which makes your life much, much easier. So you don't go and start doing guesswork. And again, this is not Google. This is not ChatGPT. ChatGPT, they go Nasarawa market too. They go Nasarawa market. You can never know what we do, except the information we give him. So you don't think you get a ChatGPT, you won't get it anywhere. So it's based on when we get to the market, everything. Every day I learn. Even if it's a good season that passed, I'm going to do a video coming up. Great lesson that I learned. I will share it. If you follow our channel, you will see. So anyway, if you want this, you have a procurement framework, you have Agro trading, and it has a video tutorial. And essentially, this goes for 45,000 naira. And we're just selling this for within 7 days. Okay. So if you want to buy this in the next 7 days, you can buy them for you can buy it for 45,000 naira. After that, if you want to buy it, it's going to be for 65,000 naira. All right. And this is not just writing ebook or whatever. It has video. You have a trading framework. It has a calendar. All right. Most people will sell you a book or whatever. I mean, you need to buy a tool. This is a tool. This is a tool that will make your life easy. One bag of egusi is 160,000 naira. It's not up to this. If you make one mistake and you buy one bag of egusi and it gets spoiled, you don't sell it, you've lost 160,000 naira. This price, what I'm selling and the knowledge I'm giving you, is not even up to one bag of egusi that you will buy and store. So think about it. But anyway, this is for those who want to do this business by themselves, all right? For those of you who are investors, who you're not interested in doing the business yourself, you just want to invest the money. Let's talk about that now, all right? We can also trade for you, but this lot is really limited by 50, and I will tell you why it's limited. Now, this is not me trying to sell things. I already did 163 million. We have a lot of investors right now, okay? And I'm already running away from taking investors, except I complete a particular project we are trying to start up. We are trying to build our own warehouse, right? And as I speak, we are trying to build a warehouse. One of the biggest challenge I have with this business is where to store goods. There's no good storage facility in all of these markets. So when you will take a lot of huge money from people and then we want to store their, last year, with just the 1,000 something we did, we struggled to find good storage facility to store these goods. So it was really, really challenging for me. And so I made up my mind that we're going to build our own warehouse. All right. So we're in the process of acquiring the land. And then once we acquire it and complete the papers, we will start building. And of course, I share everything. You guys will also see it. When the video is out, you'll see it. Okay. So because of that, we cannot take a lot of people in. If we take 100 investors and they put in 5 million naira, 100 investors put in 5 million naira, how many bags, how many will that already give me? That means that's 500 million. And I will not be able to buy enough goods and find where to store them. So this is why we need to build our own warehouse that can at least take at least 5,000 bags of grains or 3,000 bags of grains or at least 2,000 bags of grains at the least. So this is what we are working towards. So because of this, we are not going to take a lot of people into, trying to help them to buy and to sell. If we take a lot of people trying to help them to buy and to sell, we'll take your money, we'll not be able to buy and store properly, and that would be a problem, okay? So if you want us to help you to trade, we can help you to buy and to sell, and to trade, but it's only open to 50 slots until we complete that warehouse. If we complete that warehouse in time, then we'll take in more people. Yes. And if you want to partner with us to do the warehouse, I will tell you how you can partner with us to do the warehouse. Yes, you can do that. Now, if you want to partner with us, this is how our system works. So let me explain to you how our system works, and this is how it works. It's better you understand. Now, we're happy to buy the right produce. We're happy to do the quality control, all the things I've explained. We do that work. We're happy to store properly in approved warehouse. Like I said, the warehouse is limited. It's a very big challenge, but we are working to overcome that by building ours. Then we share monthly market intelligence with you. And then, of course, we sell the goods. You don't have to worry about selling. We sell it. We have our off-takers. We have our network of buyers. Besides that, the fact that we store in the market of demand, or market where there's demand, we also have buyers we reach out to do. And this is why I'm not doing palm oil yet, because we haven't concluded that deal. If we conclude deal of having off-takers of palm oil, tomorrow we'll announce we're doing palm oil. But until then, nah. Okay, so you own the goose, we coordinate the trade for you. Okay, that's how it works. It is your goose, we coordinate the trade. We are not fund managers. We don't take money and then promise you return on investment. We don't do that at all. Okay, we don't do that because we are not licensed by Security Exchange Commission to be fund managers. So we cannot take your money, 10 million naira, and then promise you we're going to give you 30% return on investment after that. No, we're no longer doing that. So what we help you to do, we help you to buy the goods, buy the right goods that will make you money based on market intelligence, based on what we've done and what we are also doing. And then do all the whole due diligence and all of those work. And then at the end of the day, sell it so that you can make your money. And the good thing is that once we are trading with you, you also have this calendar. So you already know if I store locust beans now, when am I going to sell it? You already know that. So even without us telling you, you already know. Okay, so what do you get when we are trading for you? Like I said, you get access to our storage advantage system. That same system that we are selling, if you're also storing with us, we'll give it to you. You have it, you have the video, you have the procurement guide, you also have the calendar. This helps you to plan properly, okay? So that you already know if I want to do if DNS Food are doing sesame seed, when the sesame seed coming up, it's coming up at this time. So you cannot save your money towards that time. So if you don't have money to do for April, May, then you already know that in June, you're going to do something in June, July, August. You can save towards then and work towards that. So this is what this provides you. All right. And so, like I said, gives you market, we also give you market intelligence updates and then the priority access to our team. Now, since I started doing this, a lot of people just keep calling me, David, some want to have a physical meeting, all of that. I don't have that time to meet a lot of people. I only meet people that are either investors with me or people that, will have partnership to do certain things. If you want to partner with me to build a warehouse all around markets in Nigeria, I'll very gladly meet you, okay? That's the kind of people I meet. I don't waste my time, all right? So, but if you're buying into our system, as someone who is partnering with us, yes, we'll have a priority to meet either with me, with my team, either on Zoom or physical at any time, all right? If I'm not available, of course, my team will meet with you. Now, for this webinar, if you want to also trade for you, the onboarding fee is 250,000 naira. That's what we charge. So if we onboard you with 250,000 naira, that gives you the right to come into our system and then we work with you to do that. All right. But on this seminar, like I've told most people that have reached out, I said, wait for the webinar. All right. So we'll give you a discount. On this webinar, we're just doing it 200,000 naira. Okay. And like I said, we have only 50 slots. And I guarantee you, at the end of this, those of you who didn't watch this webinar, they're waiting for replay. By the time you reach out to us, if 50 slot is closed, it's closed. You will have to wait until we build that warehouse and complete before we can take you. All right. This is how I work. All right. So I can guarantee you that if 50 slots will be taken. And if 50, we've done the maths. If 50 people comes in with the people we already have on ground, if everybody does 2 to 5 million naira, it will be difficult for us to store it. There will be no place to store it. And we don't want to run to that risk. So it's better for us to take a small number now. We continue to work with them. Once we complete the warehouse, then we announce again that we are taking more numbers so that we'll be able to fill out our warehouse. Then we know we have our own warehouse, so we will not be running to that stress. So right now, we can only take 50% at 200,000 naira if you're buying into the system, and it's just 7 days. Just 7 days. After 7 days, we'll do 250. After 7 days, if it's filled up, we'll take it off online. We'll take it offline. We'll take it offline. So bear with me. So it's a limitation we have. We'll have to deal with the limitation. So if you want to trade this, you can WhatsApp us. WhatsApp, these are line. So you can WhatsApp. I personally try to reply everyone, but sometimes someone may have to reply that as well. So 50 slot only. All right. So if you are wondering which one should I do, we actually have 3 options, which I'm going to show you now. If you're someone who wants to do this business by yourself, everything I've shared with you, you can go and do it. You don't need to buy anything from us. All right. I'm not actually doing it because I want to sell something, but I have to sell something anyway to build a company. But if you have followed Simplified Business, you know that everything I share there is what people charge money to do, but I share them for free. I don't charge money. All right. This is the first time I'm also doing webinar. Webinar people charge money. I've done it free. So it's not essentially because I want to make money. No. Yes, I want to make money, but I'm also giving you lots and lots of value. All right. So, and with everything I've shared with you, you can go ahead and do this business by yourself. But if you want to make your life much easier, stand by our shoulders, work with the intelligence that we have and what we have done, you can buy the Agro Advantage system. For someone who wants to do this business, don't go and do guesswork. Either build your own system and work with it based on what we've taught you, or start with the beans that we've taught you and try it and learn. Or you can buy our framework right now, our Intelligence Advantage framework, that will help you and make your life much easier. All right. So if you want to buy that, it's 45,000. If you're someone who wants to do the business, that's the best package for you. If you're someone who is living in diaspora, or you're an investor, or you are doing 9-to-5 job, you don't have the time to run this business, or you're just looking for a way to multiply your money, you have 5 million naira, 2 million naira, 3 million naira somewhere, don't put it in the bank. How much interest are you going to get from it in the bank? All right. Imagine you had 10 million naira, you put it on the beans, someone did beans, and then you would have gotten back 20 million naira, 10 million naira in 10 months. That's a lot. I know it does not always happen like that, and sometimes it can happen more than that. But the truth is, you make more profits than you will ever make loss in this business, especially if you're doing it structurally and following our system. All right. This is why we don't do guesswork. We don't do everything. Just do what we ask you to do. You will make money from it. All right. So if you're someone who wants to trade, they want us to help you to buy and to sell and all of that, please, you can go for an option 2. And that is 200,000 naira for 7 days. But like I've said, it's only open to 50 slots. Not because I'm trying to push this, no, but because of warehouse limitation. But once we are able to do a warehouse and complete it, I'll also do a video. You guys will see it online that we have done our warehouse. All right. And then we'll open up the floor and say, we want to take in 200 people more can come in. All right. So the earlier you come in now, the better. Even if you don't want to store anything now, you can buy and come in now. It's better. And for these 7 days, we are giving 50,000 naira discount, so you can take advantage of it. But for someone who is doing agro storage, I mean, 50,000 naira shouldn't be anything to you. If you're investing 2 million, 1 million, I mean, it shouldn't be anything. But you can still get advantage of that by getting that 200,000 naira in the 7 days. Then this is the last option I wanted to talk about. And I'm talking about this because a lot of people have reached out to me and all of that. We also have our DN's Food Partner Circle. Okay. We have a partner circle, and this partner circle is not for everybody. We have a partner circle. This partner circle are the people that we look to work with to do a larger volume, all right? People who are really looking to do larger volume, they can do option 3. Of course, everything in option 1 and option 2, you get it in option 3, all right? So if you want to do larger volume, come into option 3, all right? Work with us. These are people who also are partnering to do some project or some business, okay? Like the warehouse I talked about now is not all our company money. We're also working with some people who are putting down funds for us to do that. So once we finalize with the land people, we get the land, we do the papers, we'll start building, and that's it, okay? So these are people we work with to do this. So it's not open, just a few circle of people that we can control, we can work with. We also have like a monthly, quarterly meeting with them, so that we just brainstorm together and think of how can we improve this business, how can we make it bigger and better. So these are how we are working with. So just a few circle of people. And some of them also have an idea of different businesses they want to run. Some wants to be doing buying and selling, take trailer loads of onions from Alero in KB State and move it to Onitsha and sell. How do we do that? So these are people we'll work with to do all of that. So, I mean, beside this business we are doing, we can also work with you in other business. So, I mean, if you want to come into that circle, it's 1 million naira. So for those of you who always want me to pick your call, talk to you, my time now is limited though, because we are running serious business. Okay. So pay 1 million naira. Those of you who are my friends following this chat, if I don't pick your call, no, I'm not picking your call because you're not in my circle. Pay 1 million. Come and join my circle and pay 1 million naira. But anyway, on a very serious note, if you want to do the business by yourself, just get our calendar for 45,000 naira. It will make life easy for you. I'm telling you, save yourself a lot of stress, save yourself the headache. It has a video, it has a calendar, it has a framework. If you want to invest your money, you want us to help you to do it, get it now 200,000. And then, I mean, if you're going for that, that's what it is. Okay, so how can you get it? So right there, I have put in the links. You can follow the links right now. If you want to get the advantage system, just go to paystack.com/buy/agro. I'm going to start taking your questions now. Okay. If you want to get the advantage system as we speak, it is live. Just go to paystack.com/buy/agro. And then you go there, you buy it right away. So as I'm taking your questions, you can go there, paystack.com/buy/agro. All right. It's just 45,000 naira. And then if you want us to buy for you and sell, you can also go to paystack.com/buy/trade. Okay. So these are two different things. Buy, trade. Okay. So you go there and then, okay, paystack.com/buy/trade. You go there. And then if you're coming into the system for trading, please, when you go to the page, there are a few other information there. Please read it before you pay your money. Okay. Please don't go and pay your 200,000 without reading it. Because I will not refund your money. So anyway, read the information because you will need to sign a trade agreement with you. You need to fill out a KYC form. We need to know who we are dealing with. You need to give us some means of identity. And there's also a 5% facilitation fee and also a kind of a sharing formula when you make above certain amount of money. Okay, so read that information before you pay. All right. So once you read it, pay, and then you come in. Like I said, as I'm finishing this webinar, I am hoping that we hit the 50 slot. If we hit the 50 slot, we'll take it down. So even this video, if you're watching this video, watching the replay of this video, and you go to that link, you don't find it, just know that we've taken it down. Sorry, it's because we've hit our 50. Okay, and I'm doing that because of warehouse limitation. Except you want to partner with us to build warehouse, give us 50 million. The warehouse will be ready immediately. All right. So, but for those of you who wants to come into the partner circle, please WhatsApp me and I'll talk to you personally. So that's an office line, but when you WhatsApp me, if it's just message partner circle, and then I'll talk to you personally, and then we can partner together. Like I said, the partner circle gives you everything, option 1, option 2. But for those who has vision that I have, want to take the vision, see, the opportunity in Agro is wide, it's big. I'm telling you, it's big. I don't even know how to explain. There's so many things you can do. For those of you who want to partner to do things, yeah, I'm looking forward for that. All right, so time to take your questions. Thank you very much, everybody. And this is me in Mambila Plateau. So those of you who follow my channel, davidonkwa.com, and follow my YouTube channel, David Onkwa, I'm sure you have seen this video in Mambila Plateau. This is one of the biggest tea farm in Mambila. All right. Okay, so now it's time to take your question. I hope you have a question. Drop the question on the chat. I'm going to take everybody's question, and after that, we'll be ending this live section. I hope this has been an interesting discussion, right? If you have been an interesting discussion, please let me know. Okay, so as I'm taking the question, I'm going to leave this open here so that you can do the one you want to do right now. If you want to buy, hey, just go to paystack.com/buy/agro, buy the system. If you want us to trade for you, you want to invest your money, you're in diaspora, you want your money to work for you, you want to do this business. I've shown you the numbers. We did 163 million last year, and everybody has been paid off. We just have about 4 or 5 investors who have not been paid, who will be paid March 27 because the time they came in and all of that. So a few other things. So that is it. Everyone else has been paid off. I mean, if you're a very serious investor, you want to see our books. I mean, I can show you our books. I mean, but that has to be a serious investor. You come in and show you the books. So this is not just me talking. This is we'll have evidence. All right. Okay, so go buy the system and you have a discount within the 7 days. March 21st of March, everything goes up. So 45 to 65, 200 to 250, 1 million will definitely go. All right, so now let me take your question. Thank you very much, everyone. Let's see. So many comments here. I just hope. Okay, so I'll start taking the questions. So keep dropping the questions. I'll start taking them down, and then until the end, okay? All right. And of course, if you want to appreciate this masterclass, you can at least say thank you. That's okay. You say thank you. Share this video, okay? Give it a like as well. How many people have given this video a like? Have you given this video a thumbs up? Give it a thumbs up. Say thank you as well. So, I mean, that would be appreciated. Thank you very much. And maybe next time we'll be charging for masterclass, not free. Hey guys, go and buy the system. Don't tread by guesswork. So you will lose money. People start calling me. All those of you who have a calling me, asking me a question, please drop your question now. I want to answer your question. And all those of you that be asking me for advice, asking me answer. I am not doing customer care for my job. I have a job. I have a job. I don't do customer care job. But I try to reply you guys. But all the answers you need is in this advantage system. Go and buy it. It's just 45,000. It's not big. One bag of egusi is 160. It's 160,000. If you lose, you're your own. You see, let me tell you something funny. With all the experience I have so far, do you know this 705 bag we bought? We made a mistake with about 9 bags. We made a mistake with 9 bags. That day was just 9. And that was because of the person that we are working with was a new guy working with us. So, I mean, we made a mistake. Oh. And some of you will say, like when I mentioned in the group that we are selling for 190, someone said, but we're only selling 170. And the guy reached out. How come we're selling 170 and selling 190? Come and buy the system, you'll find out why. Anyway, here we go. Let's take your question so we can wrap up. All right. Idowu say hello. Hello, I'm chatting. I'm waiting for the meeting. Okay. So I'm just going to take questions, okay? If I find a question, I'll take it. I'll just skip through. Good evening, sir. Good evening. Good evening, David. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Hello. Okay, hello. Yes, yeah, we are. Is this meeting going to hold? Yes, it's holding. You have heard it already. Is the measure on? Can't hear you. Can't hear you, please. Please, I can't hear anything. I hope it's not only one. Okay, good evening. Has not started yet. We are waiting. So many texts. So, hello, Mr. What is the minimum? One question. Hello, Mr. David. This is coming from Anthony Tega. Hello, Mr. David. What is the minimum investment for agro storage business? Okay. So I hope this questions I should take. If you want me to take this question, please take the questions. I know that we are still here. The minimum investment for agro storage business, there's no minimum. You can start with whatever you have. It all depends on the price that you're buying each bag you're storing. Some agro produce are more expensive than the others. Like egusi, like I said, one bag, you might be buying one bag 150, 145, 160. All right. So you multiply that by how many bags you want to store. That gives you what you want to store. For pepper, right now, you can do bag pepper 50,000, 55,000, 45,000, whatever it is. So you multiply that gives you. For beans that we did, I told you I bought for everything 25,000. Now it's going for 55, 63, 50. So you can multiply. So there's no minimum, but I always recommend start with at least 500 to 1 million naira. So that way you can buy more bags and be able to make a little bit good profit out of it. And also try to buy something that, so if you have 500,000, don't go and start doing egusi. If you do egusi and you have 500,000, you will buy less than 10 bags. But if you have 500,000 and you're doing pepper, and then with pepper selling for 50,000, you can do like 10 bags. So you can try to do a produce that is not that expensive and then you can buy more back, so that way you can make more profit. So that's my advice. I hope that answers your question. And if that answers your question, also let me know how your question is answered. All right. If I have a follow-up question, you can share. It's okay. I'm looking for questions. I'm going. Thank you for this opportunity. My name is Henry Okachi. I am watching from Lagos State. My question is, how can one partner with you and invest? And if yes, what is the sharing ratio after trade? Yes. So I have already told you, if you want to partner, Mr. Henry, you want to partner, I've shared with you what it is now. That's option 2. If you are still on this live, I hope so. Option 2, that's how we partner with you. First, you get onboarded. Second, after onboarding, you sign up, we'll do the paperwork. After the paperwork is done, you've been onboarded, you get all the tools, and then of course there is a 5% facilitation trade in every trade that you do. And then of course, if you make a profit above certain range, that is when we can share profit with you. But if you make a profit within that range, all the capital and the profit belongs to you. We don't touch your profits. So just go to paystack.com/buy/trade. You'll see all the details right there. Thank you. Okay, and see, my microphone is not close enough. Wow. I hope you guys heard me. Oh my God. Somebody complaining about my microphone. I'm just seeing this now. What are the requirements to become a registered member, and what is the sharing formula for those who purchase and be stored in your custody? Okay, so I think I've already answered. This question was asked before I answered it, so I already answered it now. Please just go to paystack.com/buy/trade, and then you can get more information. I think I've already answered. If you have follow-up questions, please drop it. If I answered your question, let me know if answered. What is not defined is the goal of the training. What is not defined is the goal of the training. For instance, some of us are just interested in investment opportunity, while some are looking for markets for farm and produce. Well, the goal of the training was defined. It's called Agro commodity storage business. That's the goal. Everything about agro commodity storage business, what I've taught. If you want to do the business, that is what it is. And I've shown you how to do the business. I've also shown you how to invest in it. So I think the goal was clearly covered. How can I become a member of the community, and how much can one have to pay before joining the group? I think I've answered this already. Okay, I think many of you asked this question long before I answered it. I don't know. Maybe I should have just gone straight to this page without Okay, let's I just hope those of you asked this question are still here anyway. I have to manage to travel around, especially for this agro business, given that the road is full of bandits around. Okay, how have you managed? How have you managed to travel around, especially for this agro business, given that the road is full of bandits around northern part of Nigeria? Well, the road is not full of bandits, my brother. There are bandits on the road, but it's not full of bandits, all right? And I think you probably meeting me for the first time. If you follow David Onkwa on YouTube, you already know that I travel a lot to places people are afraid to go to. So how I travel to avoid bandits is another day discussion. So, I mean, come and join, pay 1 million naira and join my partner circle so that I can teach you that one. All right, thank you for explaining all this part. Thank you. So if I want you to help me to buy and store, how do I go about it? How you go about it, I've explained. Just go to paystack.com/buy/trade. You can see how we can help you to buy and how we can help you to store. Please, is your company organized for distant investors at a commission? Yes, I've explained that. We did 163 million last year. Most money was from people from diaspora, and almost everybody has been paid. We just have a few people left. And I've shown you how you can participate. Go to paystack.com/trade/buy/trade. You get it. Do you use any insurance? Good question. At the moment, we don't use insurance. So let me answer that question. Do you use any insurance? At the moment, we don't use any insurance at all. And this is one of the reasons why we are building our warehouse. The way the insurance system is structured in Nigeria is, and we store things in different places. So it's difficult to insure each goes here and there. So the best way to work with insurance is we need to have our own warehouse, and then we need to have all the goods stored in that warehouse, and then we can insure the goods stored in that warehouse. But right now, we store 20 here, we store 10 here, we store 50 here, we store 100 here, we store 200 here, and then we store another thing here. So it's difficult to insure. So this is one of the bottlenecks we've had with insurance. And this is also why we are building our own warehouse. So once we have our own warehouse built, and then we store all the goods in that warehouse, then we can insure the warehouse and the goods in that warehouse. So we can easily charge people insurance to store in that place. Of course, it will not be higher than 2,000 naira. Right now, storage is 2,000 naira per bag for 1 year. So that means we'll be charging insurance money into it, and then it's going to be higher. So that is how we're going to do it. Another issue with insurance in Nigeria is, I think there are just few, I don't know, but we're trying to find a private, or we found one private insurance company that can work in that. We also know that government have an insurance. There's a government insurance, what they call them, NAI something. That's a government agricultural insurance organization. But again, I don't know how well you'll be able to recover your money if something was to happen to you from the government. So we're going to work with a private insurance company, but that's going to happen after we have our own warehouse. At the moment, we don't have that. So unfortunately, it is what it is. So use spiritual insurance. Like they say in local parlance, how do you store and resell perishable products like pepper? We only store dry goods, so we don't store anything that is fresh, except onions, and that's another day's discussion. All right, I hope that answer your question. With the list of commodity you listed, when are the season and when is it in abundance for storage? Okay, Mr. Tochiko, go and buy the Agro storage system. If you buy it, it will clearly show you when is the time to buy them, to store them, to sell them, and where to buy them, and all of that. That we've done that work for you. So it's just small money, 45,000 naira right now. Go to paystack.com/buy/agro. You can get it. Are you open for partnership to an already established farm as off-taker? Under this arrangement, I plant and you buy Yes, Mr. Idowu, yes. This is a good thing. This is something that we are looking to expand as we're expanding our business. And this is some of the things we've discussed with our partner inner circles, where we can also work with farm, and then we'll give them we'll set our standards for them, so they will farm based on that standard. Then when they produce, we can buy from them and store. But of course, it has to be in the location where we do business. So right now, if you are doing your farm in Ogun State, we don't have any storage or business in Ogun State at the moment, so it's not be easy for us to do it there. But if you are doing your business within the area where we do business, we can do that. Yes, so please send me a message on WhatsApp, and then we can have some more discussion on that. Since you have a farm, and I hope it's a really huge farm, so we can work with you. All right. I hope I can answer everybody's question. Oh, Jesus is Lord. Okay. Do you use insurance? I have answered. Does this not contribute to food scarcity if harvest produce is bought to store, depleting supply available for immediate sale, and raise prices if done large scale? Why are thoughts on this? Yes, this is the question I get sometimes. People said this is food storage, this is food hoarding, and all of that. Well, it depends on how you look at it. Let's look at it this way. When a lot of things is harvested at the moment, Nigeria right now do not have any structural storage facility, any structural storage system or infrastructure in the country. We don't have any grain reserve. In other countries, they have like a grain reserve, program where grains that come in, they buy it, and the government buys those grains and store it. That's why you have like grain reserve programs or things like that. We don't have that in Nigeria. So imagine if all the produce that they produce and they bring it in the market, nobody buys and store them. A lot of post-harvest loss will happen. That is one. Beside that, these farmers will go bankrupt because, how the farmers work is that they do their pepper, they do their egusi. As egusi is coming, they are selling, so they can now do soya beans, and they can do the next thing. So if nobody is there to buy, or if what we bought will be based on what will be consumed at that time, I can tell you that there will be a lot of post-harvest loss, and there will be a lot of, the farmers will go broke because nobody will buy. So storage business that we are doing, I mean, depending on how you want to look at it, but the truth is it's helping with post-harvest loss. That's the truth. It's helping with post-harvest loss. And this storage is something that happens all around the world. Like I said, in many developed countries, the government is the one that even do storage program because they have grain reserves. In Nigeria, I don't know whether we have grain reserve. We don't have. So government buy grains and then they store it for the rainy day. Government do that, and then they bring it up. But in Nigeria, we don't have. So it's not a food scarcity. And how much do you want to store to cause food scarcity anyway? Nobody is storing anything up to 1 billion yet. So until we get there. All right. So those are my thoughts. Please shed light on how you preserve and store beans, granules, egusi, corn. All right, that will be another day class. I think I've shared a little bit few already on that. With inflation in Nigeria, if you buy and sell and make profit, when you go back to buy again, will you be able to buy at the same rate? No, sir. Are you open to partnership with farmers to plant and you take off if you don't have to put and fund forward until harvest? I think I've answered that. Ever thought of investing in post-harvest processing of perishable or cold storage to decrease severe post-harvest losses, solar dryers for tomato, pepper, etc.? Yes, we've thought about this. Some of the things we are looking to do with our partner Sapo. Like I said, the opportunity in agriculture is huge. It is so huge. Do you know almost all these things we buy right now, they are the way they dry it so the drying process is so poor, so crude, so manual. I mean, if you travel around the north, you just see them, they keep it on the road and then they just drying it. There is no solar drying systems, there is no proper drying systems. That's a different thing. Cold room, storage facility is a different story. None. That's why most of the tomatoes we produce in they just pack them, put them in trailer, and then send them to Onitsha, send them to Lagos. There is not even any specialized agricultural transportation company right now in Nigeria that I know. So the opportunity is huge. There's a lot that can be done. But again, DS Food Global Limited, we can't do everything. We are starting. We are not even a big company yet. We just started. So we are starting step by step. We'll get there. As we get more hands and we get more partners, we'll get there. But first, we want to build our warehouse. So come and partner with us. Hi. I hope I can continue answering these questions. Meanwhile, as I'm answering these questions, I hope people are buying my book. Oh. Who has bought the book? If you have bought, let me know. Oh, Jesus. If you have bought the system, let me know. If you have subscribed to join the trading company, the trading program, let me know. All right? Okay. Let's try to go again. My second question is, okay, I will try to, I'm struggling to see this. Okay. My second question is, do you help people to buy, store, and sell for commission? Yes, I answered that question already. So please go to paystack.com/buy/trade. Also, what is the minimum investment capital to invest in storage business? I would say start with 500,000. That should be your minimum. If one wants to participate with your company, how can you join? I've told you already. Go to paystack.com/buy/trade. How do you get paid for your work? I've explained. You get joined first of all, 250,000 naira. Then there's a 5% trading facilitation fee, and if you make profit above certain percentage, we share with you. If not, all the profit belongs to you. Thanks for allowing me to be part of this masterclass. God bless you, my brother. What is the guarantee that my money investment is safe? I drink my Coke to answer that one. How do I guarantee that your money is safe? The goose belongs to you, my brother. It does not belong to me. So it's a business. Every business has a risk, okay? In terms of safety, in terms of running away with your money, I don't know what you mean by safety because I don't know if I want to run with your money. How much you want to give it to run away? Anyway, I'm a landlord. I take anywhere. So your money is safe, my brother. Don't worry. Your money is safe. But I don't know what you mean by being safe in terms of running away. Anyway, I've been on YouTube for the last 6 years. Maybe you're meeting me for the first time. So don't worry. This face they say is a public figure. I have nowhere to run to. But you're talking about save in terms of not losing money. This is why you're partnering with us. So it's our job to make sure that you are storing the right produce. We do all the market work, we do all operations, we on ground, and then we'll make sure that you don't lose money. So that is our work. But that doesn't mean that you may not lose money, because we're not giving any guarantee. Okay. But we'll do our due diligence to make sure you don't lose money. Okay. This is why we are not buying everything or storing everything. All right. But things can happen. Like if there's a natural disaster, we can't do anything about it. If all of a sudden there's a riot in the market, or they are now fighting, and then maybe some people decide to now block the market, I mean, we can't do anything about it. So, but if it has to do with market intelligence, doing the due diligence work, buying the right thing to store the right thing and selling it, we'll do that work to make sure that you don't lose money. So if that's what you're saying, yeah, so your investment to be safe. But if in terms of save as someone running away with your money, I said, is it 10 billion you want to give you? So anyway, it's a public face. I can't go anywhere. So I hope that answers your question. Please, how do I invest in your company? Please, I've spoken to you guys. Go to paystack.com. All these people that ask how to invest, I hope you're still online. Though. When if I finish, I should have started with this slide though. Please go and buy the book. Okay. Right. So I think I have to see how many questions I can really take because of time. Let me see how many questions I can really take, to be honest. Okay. Please, if you want to buy the system, go buy the system right away. If you want to join the program, you can go join the program right away as well. So whichever one you want to do is open. All right. And this is just open for 7 days. After 7 days, the price goes up. And those of you who like to ask me plenty questions, please go buy the books. I don't have to be answering you all the time. Go to the website and then buy. Thank you. Could you share how those of us in diaspora can get involved? Yeah, that's what I've explained already. So you can go to paystack.com/buy/trade, and then you can do that. Okay, I think most of these things, questions were asked before I finished, so I think I'm just repeating again and again. Is the money invested insured? So I think I've answered all of this question. What is the challenges you have with storing your commodity in the same market you bought the goods? There's the challenge I have right now is challenge of warehouse. That's it. So in short, what I'm looking for is off-takers of my farm produce, and I'm interested in investing in opportunity with you. Okay, you can reach out so we can talk about it. Okay, if you help others in investing or buying the produce, how do you make money? I've already answered this. If you want to go into business in Lagos, what are the transport implications? If I want to go into this business in Lagos, what are the transport implications of bringing them down there? You have to do your own market research to get that. I don't do business in Lagos, so I don't know. I only supply things to people in Lagos. I don't store and sell in Lagos. So somebody wants 1 trailer load of egusi to Lagos, I can send. 1 trailer load of yam, I can send. 1 trailer load of onions, I can send. But storage business, I don't do in Lagos. So if you want to do that, you have to do your due diligence to find that out. What is the percentage for service charge? I've answered that. Please go to paystack.com/buy/trade. Thank you. Where is your farm? What produce do you have? Where is your farm? What produce are they, and what do you have? I don't sure that question is for me anyway. I'm not a farmer. Okay. There are so many questions here. I'm not sure I can take all questions. This is already 9:30. I have to end this live. Okay, so I'll go to the end and see the last question that was asked. Can agro storage be done anywhere? And what are the benefits and risk involved? Okay, you have to rewatch this. You can rewatch this live if it's going to be made available to the public, so you can rewatch it. I already answered all of those questions. I've talked about the risk. I've talked about the benefits. And then better still, you can buy our Agro storage advantage system, and then you can learn directly from that. Thank you. If I pay 1 million naira now, does it include? Let me see your question. If I pay 1 million naira now, does it include trading money, or will I have to bring another money for trading? 1 million naira is not your trading money. Oh. If you're paying 1 million naira means you want to join my partner circle. It's a different discussion. It's for those who have money to do that. So that's not trading money. So from the way you've asked the question, that's not for you. So please, that's not for you. There's people we are looking for, people that really have that money. So that's not for you. If you're asking me, if you pay 1 million, what will you bring? That's that business, that's not for you. So just leave it. If you want to do trading with us, your best option is to join the trading. Okay, you pay the 250 to join, and then you still have your trading money. All right. Or if you're buying now, you're paying for 200,000. Then of course you have your trading money. Trading money is a different thing. This is an access for you to be able to come and trade with us. And then of course we give you what do you call it, all the tools to work with. And then definitely you're not part of us. And of course there's a 5% facilitation fee in every trade and all the details. Please go to paystack.com/buy/trade. You'll find the details there. Okay, I'm just taking the last questions. Could you please send me the trade agreement document to view before making payments? If you go to paystack.com/buy/trade, everything you saw there, that's how it is. There's nothing else in the trade agreement. But if you want to see it, if you're serious, you want to see, you can send us a message on WhatsApp so we can talk about that. But we just want to make that available to those who are serious. We don't want to share our program files everywhere. Because some people are also here as competitors. We know them. So they just come and copy our system and go and try to implement it by themselves. So we know them. So I hope you're not one of them. I register with NIDC. I've already talked about NIDC. So I don't know how well their stuff works. So we are going to work with a private insurance. Okay, before making payment, you want to see it, send me a WhatsApp message. If you're serious, we'll share with you. Can you explain more about the profit shared only if it's above 20%? Yes, good question. So for the trading system, how we work is onboarding 200 if you are buying in the next 7 days. Yes. Then for every trade you want to trade, we take 5% of as a facilitation fee. So essentially, let's say you're trading for 1 million naira, 5% of that is 50,000 naira. That's for facilitation fee. So that is what will help us to do all the due diligence, buy the dry things, store it, and all of that. But that's not storage money. Storage money, 2,000 per bag, that's different. Now, in terms of 20%, what we mean is that if by the time we sell your goods and you only made a profit of 20%, it means that we will not touch that money. Your profit of 20% and your capital will be sent to you. That's what it means. But if you make any profit above 20%, what that means is that first we'll send you your first 20%. So let's say you make a profit of 30%, your first 20% will be removed and sent to you. Then the remaining 10% that made up the 30 is what we will not share. And in sharing that, you still take the bigger share of 60% and we take 40%. So that's how it works. So if we trade, if we store and then sell, and then the profit you're getting is 50%. So the first 20% is removed. Then the remaining 30% we now share. You take 60, we take 40. But if you trade and then we sell at the end of the day, you don't make up to 20% or you made only 20% profit. That means your capital and your profit is sent to you. That's what it means. I hope that clarifies that. If it does, please let me know. I'm trying to take just the last question. Do you have any different accounts? I'm not sure I understand what you mean by different accounts. Can you clarify what you mean by different account? You mean bank account or what kind of account? What has been your greatest challenge and what's that made you lose on produce stored, sold, and how have you been able to mitigate that? think I've answered some of those questions. If you buy my Agro Advantage system, you'll find most of those information there. To be honest, I haven't really made any loss in this business, and there's a reason for it, because we trade structurally. We don't trade everything, and then we'll follow our indicators. So it's not all company secret I'm going to share with you, but I've shared a lot already on this, so you can rewind this video if it's online to watch. So mitigating it, there's a lot of ways to mitigate things. So, I mean, depending on what you're storing, if I share more now, you'll know so much. So what I've shared is enough. So depending on what you're storing, you can mitigate a lot of risk. So that's what I would say. So your mitigation of risk starts from what the produce you're storing. And that is why we have primary produce we store. We have secondary produce, and we have things that we don't even touch at the moment. So that's where it starts from. I hope that answers your question. Another way is to mitigate risk. If you watch the video, you can learn more on that. Yes, bank account. What old investor to have gone on board? Would old investors to have to go? Would old investor to have to go on board? Yes, old investors have to be onboarded. Everybody is onboarded. Okay, so because this is a public video, I didn't want to talk about old investors. So the old investors were operating on a different model that we started with. But if you're an old investor, then you should know, because we have briefed all our investors why we are no longer operating that model. And I'm still going to do a video about it for the public. So we're no longer operating that model. We've ended that model. Everybody has been paid except for like few persons that have not been paid. So they will be paid March 27th. So everyone will have been paid off. So all 163 million that we did cleared off. All right. So anybody, if you're an old investor, you must have received your money. So please come on board. Come on board. Onboarding is not free. We've shown you the business work. So you've seen it, you make your money. So now on board. It's a new system altogether. Thank you. Access or GTB? Yes. Okay, so let me, I mean, you can buy the system directly from Paystack, okay? And then they will send, if you buy the system directly from Paystack, you'll be able to pay and download everything directly. But if you want my GTB or access, I will drop my GTB right now, or maybe OPay. I don't know what works for you. But I don't want to do this business manually again, because I have so much work. All right. Because now if you pay, I will have to now manually start sending you the informations you need, which I don't want to do. That's why we set up the system so that it's automatic with that. But since it's your request, it's okay. Here is my account details. So here's my GTB account number. If you okay, I've also dropped it. You can see it right there, so you can make the payment. But that means if you make the payment with this, you will have to send me a WhatsApp message, okay? Because I will have to now send the information to you manually, which, I mean, this electronic age, no, we shouldn't be doing business manually. So that's why we set up the Paystack account, so that if you have paid there directly, you can download the information and that's it, okay? But I mean, since it's a webinar, we'll give you the options of doing that, yeah. So when you pay, please send me a message on WhatsApp. You see the WhatsApp line, 070-1977-2250, because we'll not have to send you the information manually, okay? Mr. David, what is the benefit of being in your partner circle? I mean the profit terms. I've explained it now. This partner circle is the information you get in 1 and 2 will help you to trade, okay? But will help you to trade in a larger volume. That is 1. 2, we are looking to expand our business to bigger things. Now, it's not everything I have to say here, because, like I said, there's also competitors on this that's following this program. So they want to just follow whatever I'm doing. So I've shared few already. I will share everything. But any new projects or plans that we are doing, these circles are the people that will talk to and work with them. And like I've talked about warehouse as well. So I mean, they can help us to build warehouse or work with it. These are lifetime investments. I mean, your children can continue to reap money from it. It's not like you're looking to get the money and recover money right now. So that's why it's not open to everyone. It's open for those who wants to do something for really huge or who wants to look to partner to do other things. So not necessarily on storage. We can partner to do other program, other business together. All right. But uh my partnership will start with guys in this circle first. So before again, I talk to people every day. People talk to me, waste my time, talk a lot long story, just a long story, long English, and they don't take any action. So I don't want to waste my time. I want to work with people that are serious. So that's it. So in terms of profit, you're the same onboarding, you're onboarding, you'll be able to trade bigger volumes, you'll be able to work with us to do other programs. And if you have an idea of something you want to do, we can work with you to do that. Like someone was saying, wants to start processing and all of that. That's not my line of business. Processing is not my line of business. But if you're a partner with us and you want to do processing, we can work with you to do the market research. And paying money to do market research is a lot of money. I hope you know that. But since we're on ground, we can do the market research for you. All right, that's part of the benefit you get. We'll do the market research, we'll give you the numbers, and if the numbers make sense, then you can go into the business. I finished, we dropped off a call with someone who wanted to go into, those of you who don't know, I did a documentary on grape farming and it went viral last year. All right, in case you follow David Nkwa, you would have known that. So someone wanted to do grape farm. So by the time I got on call with the person and I talked a lot with the person and I showed them the things they needed to look at. By the time we finished the call, he said he was no longer interested in doing grape farming. Okay, but so if he has gone into doing that grape farming, probably would have lost his money because the necessary things he needed to do was not on ground. So this is something I would have charged for consultation to do that because this is business consultation, but I did it for free for the guy. All right. So this part of the things you get as a partner in our circle. But going forward, I won't be doing that anymore because my services are no longer going to be free. I'm going to be charging money for it. So I've given a lot of free already. So anyone wants to do that will have to pay. So I'm saying to say, as a partner, we get to do a lot with you. Whether it's something that we want to do or something that you want to do, we can do the market research because we're on ground. So that saves you money and that helps us to partner with you. Something that we can go in with you, we do. If not something we cannot go in, we do the work that we can do so that you can continue the other part yourself. But that will save you a lot of money. So that's the point. But like I said, you can trade a larger volume. So we're looking to trade storage. Right now, it's storage you are doing, but we are going to go beyond storage and do more of trading, more of really, really trading. And we have a very big vision for what we are currently doing, which I'm not going to talk about here. So someone doesn't take our ideas and running with it. So yeah, so those are the people I'm working with. So that's it. But it's not in terms of benefit, like I just want to put in 10 million and get 5 million. So that's not it. I hope that answers your question, sir. All right, so it's been an interesting conversation and it's been a long day. So I'm going to be ending this live now. I hope those of you who wanted this program have bought it. Please, if you are doing the what do you call it? If you are doing if you are joining the trading program, we only have 50 slots. I've said that again and again. And like I mentioned, it's not because I'm trying to sell anything to you, all right? It's because of limitation of storage, okay? So, and because of the numbers we've done, if we have 50% plus the few that have joined us already, if if each of them does 5 million, that's already around 250 million that we will have. So, and we will struggle to find where to store those goods. So we don't want to struggle. And I will not come and tell you a story that I mean, we can't store, so we can't. So it doesn't make sense. If a partner now you say want to do something or 1 million, so we are not buying because no storage. I mean, to look like we're unserious. So that's why we're limiting it. So if you want to also trade for you, please do that now. Go to paystack.com/buy/trade, and then go ahead and make your payment. That's it. And then once you do, you can download the information and then follow through. All right. After we hit 50, we'll remove it online so that we don't continue in that spot. If we don't hit our 50 after 7 days, we'll leave it at 250. That's where it will be. So, okay. I will take a few more last questions and then I'll wrap up this conversation. Okay. Please explain more details what is obtainable in option 3. I think I just explained this option 3 now. I just explained this option 3. Option 3. Option 3, you'll get what is in option 1 and option 2. Then option 3 is just ability for us to work with you to do bigger things that we have to do in the future or you want to do in the future. Okay, so that is it. Now we are talking of warehouse. We are not working with everybody. Okay, so we don't want to give us headache. So we work with those who have. If you can invest 1 million to join our capital, so we know you're a serious person and you have the money to invest. It's not open to everyone. So essentially, we have a bigger vision what we want to do. So if we for give you an example, if we now go fully into trading now and not just the storage, can I buy and sell, buy and sell, buy and sell. So we're doing larger volume, and the only way we can do that, we're going to be working with people in that partner circle. So we will trade with our money plus your money to do that. But the main operations right now is we just store and then over a period of time we'll sell. But for us to make more turnover for the company and for ourselves, we certainly have to do buy and sell trading. That's certain, okay? So certainly have to do that. Why we haven't started is because of few things that we are putting together. And one of those few things is this warehouse. That's a major thing that's keeping us, which we must do. It is very essential we do it because okay, I don't want to review everything. Like I said, it's online, so so people will start running with my vision. So let me not be like Joseph. I'll not review my dream. They will not carry me like Joseph. Joseph and that throw me inside dungeon. So I have to tie my mouth a bit, but I hope that gives you a clue anyway. Chukwemeka, trading contract, please. If you go to paystack.com/buy/trade, if you pay the 200K and you download the trading agreement, is there. What is captured, what I've explained to you, and what is here on the page is essentially what is the trade agreement. The only thing not in the trade agreement is maybe clearly listing what is your responsibility and my responsibility. But what I've explained to you now, that is what it is. The goose is your goose. The work to make sure the operations is our operations. That's what it is. So we don't want to be sharing our agreements everywhere because we also know we have competitors. So if you want it, if you buy, you download it, and then we'll trade with you. If you are not comfortable with the if there's any line in the trade agreement you're not comfortable with, let us know. I can assure you there will be no line, because if you have listened to all I've explained and if you read what is on the website, that's exactly the main point on the trade agreement. One is your goods. Second, we are your operation people. 3, we have our responsibility to make sure that we do the operation and sell it. And then when we sell it, If you make anything less than 20%, all the money is yours. If you make above 20%, that is when we can get anything out of it. And then we'll only take 5% facilitation fee. That's all. Whatever that's in the trade agreement just structures it properly, because it has to be a document that can be obtainable in the court of law if there's an issue, all right? But there will be no issue, God willing. All right, my brother Tochiko, God bless you. Thank you very much. So I hope that you either join to partner with us to trade, or you join our inner circle, or you buy our products for trading. Please respond on comment on your YouTube video, the one on mushroom. This is not mushroom business, man. Can someone store egusi and beans in Southeast? I think I will explain what you need to know before you start storing. After onboarding with 200K, do I need to pay another money to start trading? Yes, now. You need to pay now. So what will you use to buy? Onboarding is 200, is a different thing. Can you supply soya beans in trailer to Ogun State? Yes. We can supply soya beans to Ogun State. Reach out to us. We can do that for you. If the price works for you, we can supply to you in Ogun State. Okay. Mr. David, what is the benefit of being a partner circle? I've explained. Question. This Paystack account is not working for me. I have sent a message on WhatsApp. Please respond. Paystack, what will happen now? Don't stop my people from buying my book. Hey, dear Lord. Dear Lord, dear Lord. Okay, I will respond to all messages on Paystack. On WhatsApp. Okay, my apologies for Paystack Wahala. Okay. All right. Any other body that has any other few questions to take? I think I can do another 6 minutes, so I can by 10 o'clock I'll wrap this up properly. 10. Anybody have any other questions, so I can wrap by 10? Okay. Yes, ma'am. I have replied you. If the Paystack is giving you issue, you send me a message on WhatsApp. I have replied you. Thank you very much, and my apologies. Okay. 200K is just for onboarding fee, not part of the trading money. That's correct. 200K is onboarding fee. 200K can be your trading money now. A bag of egusi is 160,000 naira. Is it? A bag of egusi is 160,000 naira. So you pay 200K. What am I going to remove 160 to buy one bag? It's onboarding fee. It's not your trading money. Thank you. Is the warehouse well built against infestation and bad weather? Where we do this business, they don't have the best of warehouse, unfortunately. So this is why we are trying to build ours, okay? And so you can partner with us to build ours. That would be great. I am really, really looking forward to those that will join my partner circle. 500K, let's build the warehouse. Okay. This business can go far without the warehouse. So please, if you wanted where is the madam that said Paystack is not working? My dear sister. Yeah. If the Paystack wasn't working for you and you send me a message on WhatsApp, I have replied you, but I think you haven't read the message. Okay, just read the message. Thank you very much. Okay, so I want to close in the next 3 minutes. Please drop your questions. Let me try to answer as many as I can. So one of the things people complain is that I don't do live program. They don't have opportunity to talk to me. And so now I'm doing it now. So please ask the questions you have. But anyway, if we have onboarded to trade for you, you can always reach me. I guarantee you that. If I don't reply you, I will always reply you before the day runs out. Or somebody, a member of my team, will just reply you. But that's the easiest way to talk to me. When I wrote my first book, some people bought the book not because they wanted to use the book, but they just wanted to use that access to ask me other things. And they bought the book and they used the access to ask me other things, which was beneficiary to them. Some of them bought land in Jos. And right now, they are doing huge farms in Jos. Some of them bought lands in Ogun State. Okay, some also bought in Nasarawa. So not necessarily because they bought the book for the knowledge in the book, no, but there was an access to talk to me because they know because of my experience of traveling around Nigeria. So there's a lot that I know in that regard. So they just needed to tap into it. So that's something, people don't understand access. Okay. So, and then social media, again, it's where you have a lot of entitled people. People believe that you should just reply them, but they don't consider that, like they say in those, their time, their money. So there's a lot. It takes a lot of energy to be replying people. I mean, that's you can't do that all day. You can't do that all day and then have money to run a company and then build a place. So that's not going to work. So, but if you're a partner, if you're trading for you, I mean, that makes it easier. So if you're asking me a question, I know at least this is a partner, so I should be able to answer their questions. So hey, buy into the program. Go to paystack.com/buy/trade, or go to paystack.com/buy/agro, and then you can buy into the program. We'll have only 50 slots. Please, if you really want to do this, you want us to trade for you, we have only 50 slots. If it gets filled up, we can continue until we have our own warehouse. This is very, very important. It's very, very important. Okay. Thank you very much for those of you who have paid. Okay. Okay, I have 1 minute left. What's the last question I have here? Let me see. I can answer. Hi, David. Why are you not doing promo on Inner Circle? 1 million naira na the promo. The 1 million naira is promo. Inner Circle is 5 million, actually. So let me tell you what the Inner Circle is. Inner Circle is not for everybody, to be honest. Inner Circle is, I don't know how to explain it, but there are people who have lived in the diaspora for a while who wants to come back home to do something great for themselves, for posterity, and to relax. And there are people who also have money who investment for them is not just about money, it's also about building something. It's also about taking something and building it and see it being where it should be. So those are the people we are actually looking for, to be honest. So it's not really for everyone. So I don't know how else to explain it. So it doesn't sound like being rude or being, I don't know how to explain it. So it's not about money. It's not necessarily about money. Even I need the money, what else about money? It's about finding partners that we can reach out to. Okay? If I wanted to start, what will I say now? Okay, let me give you the coded way now. So it doesn't sound like some people say that idea sound running. I've already mentioned that in this country right now, we don't have any single I don't know whether it's any single, but I don't think we have any serious agro transportation company right now in Nigeria that I know. It's just specialized one. It just everybody uses trailer to carry bag of tomato, carry everything. You don't even have cold rooms. The other time I was in South Africa. I can see huge trucks they have with ACs and all of that. A cold system that move things from one location to another. We don't have that in Nigeria. So if we wanted to start that as a business, who are we going to talk to? So we want to first of all talk to the Inner Circle. That's why I have a quarterly meeting. We'll brainstorm. Is it something that we can do? Is it something we can do? We can achieve it? Yes. So we work with them So that's the kind of people we are looking for. Or if we wanted to do a very huge farm. So I will have a vision to do a huge farm. I'm not going to talk about that in the public. So someone doesn't wrong with the idea. So a particular farm, a mechanized process of the farm. If we wanted to do that, is the inner circle we'll talk to. So it's not with people that dropping 5 million or 10 million to do something will be a problem for them. So that's the kind of people we are looking for. But I mean, anyone is welcome to join. And then you too, you have your own program you want to do. We can work with you. And like I've said, maybe a research, maybe on something, we can work with you, advise you on that. Yeah. Hi, David. Are you able to provide guidance in the light of the new regulation and legislation in Nigeria? What legislation and regulation on what? Can you be more specific? Can you train someone who is interested in practical section of agro commodity business? No, sir. We don't provide practical training. We don't provide practical training because if I tell you the fee, it will look like it's ridiculous. So that's why we don't provide practical training. Because practical training will mean taking you to the field, showing you how we do this thing. And that's not going to be cheap. If I ask you to pay 5 million naira, will you do that? You will say it's too much for you. So we don't do that. Can I make a payment twice for the inner circle? Yes, you can, but I think what our advice is you can't just start with instead of making payment twice, just start with the trading platform, get onboarded, let's work together, and then over time you can join the inner circle. All right. So that's what I advise. So making payment twice. I think that would be a best option. So we can work together, understand each other, agree with each other way of working, and then we can do bigger things together. All right. That would be my advice. I'm paying twice. So it looks like, but it's up to you. If you want to pay twice, why not? You can do that. Send me a WhatsApp message. We can talk. Like I said, it's not necessarily about the money per se. But again, of course, I need the money. But I have to be honest what we are looking for. Okay. Hi, David. Can someone buy and trade with you as you still even after the 50 slots are met, please? Yes and no. You will not be able to buy and trade with us if the 50 slots is filled up, if we are unable to have our own warehouse and unable to secure any warehouse anywhere. That will be difficult. Okay. I have to be honest. Except people that are onboarding right now are not able to do 5 million each, because I already did the numbers. If they do 5 million, that's 250, and with 250 you can buy a whole lot. And you cannot find a facility that can take comfortably 500 bags of grains nicely in where we do business. So it's a challenge. So I have to keep storing things everywhere. I'm just storing things. So we can't do business like that. So it's better not to, instead of lose people's money or lose people's goods, it's better not to do. Okay. I like to prevent trouble than having taken trouble. So that's why I'm saying yes and no. Yes, if we're able to build our own storage, if we're not able to secure a place that we can use, yes, but now we haven't. Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. Hi, David. Why are you not doing promo on Inner Circle? Okay, I think I answered that. What does an old? Okay, I think I've answered that. Personally, I think I answered that. How profitable is buy and sell? I would like to go into the business full time. Yeah, buying and selling is huge. It is really, really huge, and it's something that I'm looking to do with those in the inner circle, because those in the inner circle should be able to trade larger. Okay, you should be comfortable. We should be comfortable to buy 2 or 3 trucks of onions and send it from KB straight to Onitsha without worrying that you'll get your money immediately. So you can, because buying and, let me explain to you how buying and selling works. I hope you're following this, Mr. Namdi. So most of the buying and selling, you must be willing to drop the goods for your customer and allow them to sell, and then pay your money after they are done. All right. But of course, you must have established a good relationship. You must have some trust threshold that you've established with them. But it's not like the storage business. Storage business now, if I'm selling your goods, as maybe I'm selling your goods, I'm collecting your body. I'm collecting my body. I'm not waiting. But buying and selling, I should be able to send maybe 2 or 3 trucks or 5 trucks or even 10 trucks of something to a location, and then allow them to sell and then pay me when they are done, or pay me for 2 trucks and then the other 4 trucks will be paid later. So this is how buying and selling works. So it's a business that requires you have enough money and also have patience, and able to also be able to work with people, because those people will be like your traders. So if you're an Igbo person, you probably will know this now. So it's like you can be mad at here. You just give the person goals and then let the person sell, then pay off. But like I say, establish that trust threshold. So it's a huge business on its own, and you make more money than storage. That's the truth. You make more money than storage, and the turnover is more. And then its turnover is good for business. So than just tying your money down in storage and waiting for another 7 months, waiting for another 8 months, or waiting for another 4 months. So you're buying and you're selling, you're buying and you're selling, so it moves faster. So that's a better business actually, and that is what we are looking to do. Again, yeah. So if you want to go into that, Namdi, you're most welcome. I hope that answers your question anyway. Thank you so much. God bless you abundantly. I hope I wouldn't be late on boarding. Let's also hope you're not late with onboarding. This is helpful. Thank you. As a first timer in the market, how do you get guidance when you get to the market, please? Okay. As a first timer, I will advise you to buy our advantage system. That is the best advice I'll give to you, because there's a lot you will need to learn and know. All right. So when you watch the video, it will explain a lot. And when you have the calendar and the buying, it will help you a lot. So you don't go and lose your money. Okay. That's my advice to you. Is the warehouse well built? Against, I think I've answered that. Thank you, sir, for the free masterclass. I really appreciate it. Thank you, my sister. Okay. Someone was saying drop the link. The link on Paystack is very clear now. The link is right there. Paystack.com/buy/agro. Paystack.com/buy/trade, depending on what you want to do. Okay. Thank you very much. From what I can see, this onboarding go full quick. so, so you better go and onboard. I hope you're on board and you're on board on time. Okay. See now, many of you now be private chatting me now. I've explained everything. Some people are said private chatting me now. That's the thing now. Because now I'll not be compared to answer or not answer. It will not look like I'm not serious. All right. This is why we hold this master class, explain everything so that it's easier. All right. But we'll try to answer everybody that we can. Okay. All right. So I think I've overstayed my welcome. I have to go. I have to end. Hi, David. I was referring to tax compliance. Okay, tax compliance is another day discussion, my brother. Tax compliance is another day discussion we have already spent. Maybe I will share my own opinion on a YouTube video on that. Okay, for folks in diaspora, is their guidance on navigating it? Yes. For folks in the okay. Yes. Yemi, I've answered yes. So for folks in diaspora, you have two options. Your best option is for someone to trade for you. And we have our trading program. You can join us. Go to paystack.com/buy/trade. Read the terms there. If it's okay, you can join us. We can trade for you. Or second option, you can get someone here in Nigeria to do it for you if they know what they're doing. So that's it. Okay. And like I said, those people in diaspora already did worked with a lot of them as well last year. For option three, do you have to pay? Do you have to pay the 1 million naira within 7 days? Yes, 1 million naira within 7 days. But option three, please WhatsApp me before you pay any money because we have to do video call. Like I said, it's not everybody we are looking at. So we have to do video call so you understand what I have said so far. If that's okay, then we can proceed. So they don't pay 1 million naira. I'll be like, David, I just paid you 1 million naira. So who's 1 million naira? So I'm looking for someone that will use their service to give you 1 million naira as an installment bill. So it has to be you're a serious business person, a serious business mind. Not like maybe you're just trying to be like me now, find 1 million naira and do something. No. That's not for you. I'm just joking, guys. But please, WhatsApp me before you pay the 1 million. You pay the 1 million. So we can rub minds, all right? Thank you very much. After joining the option three, what do we expect to pay as per the project or business? No, so you're not really paying anything as per the project or business. That's not how it works. What it works is you're able to partner with us to do certain projects. Okay. If we are buying and building warehouses to store agro produce across Nigeria, you're already a partner in that business. Okay. It's like a closed share, like a bank does. So, but now it's open to you. So, because you have the money, so you can partner, we are doing that. So, this is a long term investment. As long as these assets are there, they connect to yield profit and then you connect to make money. And the way we are running our structure is a bit different from what is obtained in the past. We have all three sides. We have the front side as a public figure, we teach this and then we get people in. We have the back end that we are running the business, and then we'll continue to grow the business. So these warehouses, it will be easier for us to fill them up. Okay, so uh, and then of course we're taking the business much. We'll have a bigger vision. Like I said, I'm not going to share everything on WhatsApp online yet. So someone doesn't go wrong with my idea. So that is it. So every project will tell you this is what we are doing, and then we'll run the numbers for you. If the numbers make sense, you invest. If it doesn't make sense, you try another one that we're going to do. And if you have something you want to do as well, we will work with you on that if the number makes sense. So that's the idea here. Okay, like I gave you an example. Someone wanted to do grape farm, but by the time we did the numbers or we explained the process and everything, you see he's not doing anymore because he just thought that it would not make sense for him as someone who lives in diaspora. So yeah. Okay, so we have other projects. We want to do plantain farm, want to do other farms. So if the numbers make sense, we'll do it together. It doesn't make sense, we'll leave it. But the point is, you'll be the one we are working with. You'll be the one we are working with to do this. And this is these things are what do you call it? These things are they're not like the way like real estate is. It's not like you're just building and collecting money today. So yeah, you are building something that can outlive you. So that's the whole idea, and then make some good money at the same time. So God willing. So that's the plan here. So as I said before, you pay me 1 million. Let's talk. Okay, let's talk. Let's talk, and then we all can understand. So you can reach out to me on WhatsApp and say inner circle discussion on inner circle. So let's see how many calls we can. How many? Okay. Tomorrow is Sunday. So let's see how many people we can talk to in that. But Uh, the other best route is just join our trading uh, program, and then we can work together. Then from there, we can move to the other side. So that's another best option. What's your WhatsApp number? It's right there. It's right there. Are you seeing the screen, sir? Option 3. WhatsApp number is right there. Are you seeing the screen, sir? The WhatsApp number is right there. If I join option 3, will you still charge me a fee when I want to invest in a so large project but require your expertise? Okay. So no and yes. If you are doing a project, let's say it's your project on our area of expertise that we can provide uh, our experience and our solution on without much of work involved, we will do it for free. But it will depend on the extent of the work. You understand? It depends on the extent of the work. So, but of course, you see, we can clearly show you. Okay, this is the extent of the work. We will do 1 and 2, but these 3, I mean, we'll not be able to do, and it will be value to you. So it will not be. You can look at it and see the value. So that's it. Why people fail in business is they go into something without research, and people think research is cheap. Research is not cheap. These are people pay consultancy. They pay $1 million for consultancy for course, because you're going to learn something that will help you avoid making lots of loss in the business. So it's better for you. Eh, Okay. All right, David. What's the maximum people in the inner circle? Maximum people in the inner circle, we don't have maximum at the moment, but we don't have any maximum at the moment. But we are hoping to get really serious people that we can work with. That's just the idea. There's no maximum in the inner circle. Because the inner circle, there's no maximum in the inner circle because uh the inner circle is priority, and like what we're looking to do. Okay, so let me explain like this. If you come into the inner circle and we're supposed to do storage, and I tell you, let's say you brought in 50 million to do storage, and I tell you that, okay, we store, but now instead of storing for another 7 months, we can dispose this thing we've stored and do trading with it instead of storing for 7 months. Let's move it to another location, go and sell it off. Okay. And then it should be easier for you to say yes. And then we can sell it off, and then we'll make the profit, and then we'll move on and do something else. So it should be flexible. So that's part of what I'm checking for being in the inner circle. You should be flexible to do business. You must have that, be willing to do business. So I'm not that I'm saying it's not someone that is looking to play 1 million naira safe. It's not someone we are looking for. Looking for people that are serious. I don't know how else to explain to you, but if you're a business person here, I mean, you would have known what I'm looking for. So that's it. Yeah. Okay. Ah, can you send the what? I think I've answered every single question. Please, David, create other business for us in the diaspora if onboarding is full. Thanks. Onboarding is not full yet, to come and pay. Joel, please come and pay. Onboarding is not full yet. We are looking for 50% for this season. We have not gotten 50%. So please go to basetank.com/buy/trade and pay. Pay the money now, and then we can talk about it later. Okay? Create opportunity for us for other businesses. I have been creating opportunities. So when I did the grape farm, over 150 grape farms have been set up across Nigeria. And that was after we did the video on grape farming as of last year. There aren't great farms in Onitsha. There wasn't great farms in Enugu. There wasn't great farms in Ogun State. But after I did the drop, people started creating great farms everywhere. So that's the opportunity we create. So yes, but the thing is that of course opportunity will be based on what we do. Okay, if it's a business that we do, why not? So we share with you. We share with our inner circle. We share with those who have onboarded with us, the onboarding guys, those in our onboarding program, and then of course before it goes generally to the general public. Can you send the recorded to some people email? I don't know. This video is on YouTube, so I am thinking of leaving it on YouTube. Originally, I wanted to take it down, but I think I'll leave it on YouTube for a while. So I think you can just share the link to anyone, and then they can watch it on YouTube. Because I'm late to the live masterclass, thanks. Yes, it's on YouTube, so you can watch it. The Great Farm contact never replied to my message. Yes, the guy went viral and he had much more work than he anticipated. So that's what happened. So, but now we are planning a training program that is coming up next month. I'm yet to announce it though. For those who wants to do grape farming, and then we also use the opportunity to reach out to for those who want to establish grape farms. We can use the opportunity to have that discussions as well. So yeah. So if you want to do grape farm, I mean we can do that for you. But of course, that is if you are partnering with us. So we don't not doing free work anymore. So that's part of the thing. You partner with us, that gives you an access for us to do that work for you. So or you pay us separately, we can do that work for you. so, so that's how it is. Anyway, thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much for joining this live masterclass. And if you just want to do this business by yourself, the easiest thing you can do is to buy the Agro storage system so you can learn to do it yourself. If you are living in diaspora, if you are a worker, you're looking for a way to just increase your investment here and there, you can join our trading program. It's just 200,000 in the next 7 days. And we have 50 slots only. And I explain what 50 slot mean is because we have a constraint of warehouse where we store these goods. So that's why we are limiting it to 50. We do hope that this 50, if they do 2 to 5 million naira, we'll have enough goods to be able to manage it. But if we're able to build our own warehouse before our major storage season comes, then we can take in more people. But for now, we'll just work with 50. And then if you want to join the partner circle, it's 1 million naira for 7 days. The 1 million naira is not your trading capital, please. It's just access to us to work with you on doing bigger things now and also in the future. That's what it is. So many people also like to reach out to me and use my time and all of that. But after this masterclass, that has ended. So anyone who wants to do that will have to pay for either consultancy or be part of the inner circle. So that's how it goes right now because we are running a business and we have to make profit and no loss. But I like to give out to I like to I like to share things a lot for free. So which is why most of my stuff I do them free anyway. Okay, thank you very much and thanks for the time. Please, your WhatsApp number. My WhatsApp number is on the screen. I have said that. Are you not? It seems like you are not seeing the presentation slide or what. I don't know why. It's on the screen. So it's on the screen, so you can literally see it there. Again, I just share my WhatsApp number just in case. Thanks for the information. Shout out, good night. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for your time. And if you came late, you can go watch the masterclass. I've sent you a WhatsApp message. Please let me know more as I have not followed the conversation. You can rewatch the video, please, so that I will not be able to repeat again and again. Okay. I'll just share the link to the video, and I'm sure if you follow, although it's 3 hours, maybe I'll try to recap what was talked about. But the major point is you want to do the business yourself, you can. You can buy our system. You want us to help you trade, you can. You can join our onboarding. You want to do a bigger thing in the future, you can. You can join an inner circle. That's it. It's just 1 million naira. That's all. Okay, thank you very much. And bye. Have a wonderful good night rest, guys. If you came in late, just go and rewatch this rewatch it right now on YouTube before we take it out. And if you have any question, send us a message on WhatsApp. I will try to reply as much as I can. And for those of you who have already bought the system, we'll reach out. If you bought the system directly online, if you bought the onboarding program directly online on Paystack, then you should have downloaded the KYC form as well as the trade agreement. Fill it out and send it back to us. But if you bought it by sending money directly to my account, then I will have to please send me a message on WhatsApp if you haven't done that. Then I will have to send the KYC form and trade agreement to you manually, and then we'll work out the details. For everyone who are buying either on Paystack or through sending money to me directly, I also have a video call on WhatsApp with you, okay, to explain this process again so we can also understand each other before we proceed. And we are currently buying and storing things now. So once you've been onboarded, if you fill out the form on time, we'll let you know what we are storing immediately so that you can buy and store this March and also April. With the war that is going on in Iran, I can assure you that maybe this will be some of the best storage. This will be some of the best time to do storage business because things are really going to go up. So the more you store, the better you make profit. So that's how it is. And storage business, I've shown you from this masterclass, is very profitable. It has been an old business that has been in existence. This is nothing new. The only things that people don't teach it, and many of our brothers in the north are largest. This is a business they do, but of course they will not come online and teach these things. But this is what they do, and I've also shown you can do your own research. You hear dan tata today, it's everywhere. You know, the real dan tata, Hassan dan tata made his money for trading agro produce, so trading granules. All of those granite pyramids we grew up to know and to see. The pictures in old Kanu was trading of granite with Europeans. So agro commodity trading is a huge business, is a profitable business. I haven't even talked about processing in this video. I haven't even talked about export in this video. I haven't even talked about logistics. I've only talked about just storage and warehouse. But there's so much opportunity in agro business. Even the bag that we use to store this agro produce is a business on its own because what they are producing is not even standardized. So if you come into the market with some good money to standardize processes, you make some good money out of this business. I said it's nothing new, something people have always done. It's just that we are teaching it online and people are hearing about it for the first time, but it's not new. There's always been a way to make money and to always continue to be a way to make money. Thank you very much for your time and do have a wonderful night rest. Watch the video, go to and go and buy. How much is the ebook Agro Hub? Please, sir, thank you so much. Please, how much is the ebook Agro Hub book? The Agro Hub book is a different book entirely. You can also get it from. You can get it on Paystack. Let me give you the link. Paystack.com/. buy slash market hub. So if you want to buy the Agro Hub ebook, you can go to paystack.com/buy. This is wrong. This is /buy/paystack, right? .com/buy/market hub. Paystack.com/buy/market hub. That's the link. If you go there, you'll see all the details. Then you can buy. Thank you very much, and do have a wonderful night rest, everyone.